Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 53 of Campaign 2. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be back in this seat and back playing Dungeons and Dragons with the fine gentleman that we will see on screen shortly. It feels like it's been ages. It's only been a week, but it's been ages. It's been a busy couple of weeks, so I am glad to be back in the DM's chair, back playing some Dungeons and Dragons and creating chaos. Or dealing with the chaos that gets created by my players, shall we say. Before we descend into said chaos, let's run down my usual shout-outs and thank yous. Now, I may miss some tonight because I've been a bit of a pleb and accidentally unplugged a hard drive and therefore lost my notes, so we're just going to wing it and see what happens. So a big shout-out to Incarnate, Owlbear Radio, and Dungeon Alchemist for all things virtual tabletop and mapping. A big thank you to D&D Beyond and sort of Hero Forge and OpenAI for all things character creation, general D&D management, encounter building, source books, all of that sort of stuff from D&D Beyond as well. And then there's the DM's tools that I use in the background, so Kassoon, 5e Magic Shop, 2 Minute Stalls of Thieves Guild, and World Anvil. All of the musical tracks you hear are courtesy of either Tabletop Audio or BattleBards, so please go and give both of those platforms a check out and go see all of the wealth they have to offer. There are, of course, other soundtracks and musical tracks and all that stuff available. Holy shit. Thank you for the raid. 27 people. Well, fuck me, we best be good tonight, gents. But yes, no, thank you all together. Amazing to have you all with us. Really appreciate the love. We are just getting started as well, so you've dropped in at the perfect time. So yes, I was going through our intros. We are still partnered with BattleBards. Please go and check out both of those platforms out for the audio tracks. All of our updates you will be able to get on our social media channels. There's been a few things going on social media. You will have seen that we posted the monologue from Klein, which I just about hashed together, I think. So, yeah, hopefully you've all seen that and enjoyed that. But if not, then go check that out on both TikTok, YouTube, all of TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram as well. But you can see all of the social media links at the bottom there: Twitter or X, Instagram and Threads, Twitch. Hopefully you're with us here on Twitch or live with us on YouTube as well, and the TikTok channel, of course. Now, if you want to interact with us even more, please come and join us on the Discord server as well. I will try and get more stuff on there, try and do a few more homebrews that you can all then make use of. But yeah, come and join us on there, come and chat, come and share your theories, fan art, all of those awesome things. We would love to see you. And then the final thing to talk about is, of course, the fact that this episode will be available on VOD immediately after the stream on Twitch, but will then be available on Friday on YouTube, and will also be available in podcast format as well. The podcast support is amazing, so thank you to everyone who is listening on the podcast and listens. The numbers are up all the time at the minute, so really appreciate. I am planning to do a podcast only giveaway shortly. I just need to figure out how we do that, and then for all of you listening on the podcast, there will be a chance to win some goodies from Malt Magic for those that can't join us live. That being said, I believe that is us for the intro, so my usual warnings absolutely apply. It's not the only things for the intro. I've forgotten one of the most important pieces of my whole intro, so I'm going to rewind that back. I need to give, obviously, a huge shout out to 3 amazing collaborators that we work with. The first one, of course, the most important, homie and dude, Bodhi and Tom, who join us every week as not our partners anymore in terms of Homie and the Dude, but very much part of Malt and Magic as a family. So no longer guest stars, very much part of the furniture. But then there is also a huge shout out to the Eldritch Press, a huge shout out to Games, Gags and Geeks as well. And I'm going to do it again, a massive shout out to Roll Together RPG. So thank you for the raid. Everybody who is a Malt and Magic fan, go and show Roll Together RPG some love. And yeah, that is now the intro. So now my usual warnings apply. There will most certainly be adult language and most certainly adult humour as well. You have been warned. Let's roll.
Hi all.
Hey,
Hello. Hello.
How are you all doing?
Very good. Glad it's Monday.
Indeed,
exactly.
I'm very glad it's Monday. I feel like I have not spoken to any of you in far too long, so very much looking forward to tonight. We are, of course, one man down. Tom cannot be with us tonight because Tom is busy with work, travelling here, there, and everywhere. Bless him. He will be in and out over the next few weeks, but we will make do. We will make do. We will miss him, of course, and we'll take the piss out of him when he returns. But that being said, let's run down the lineup so that everybody knows who everybody is. I am, of course, your Dungeon Master, Matt. For this and most evenings, I am also playing a couple of NPCs tonight. So Mara will be one briefly, and then we will see what their NPCs enter the fray tonight. But that will be me.
I'm Dave, and I'm playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue.
Hello, and I am Danny, and I play Lex Ordo, a UNT clockwork sorcerer. And given how last week, and I'm interested to see what NPCs we enter, not necessarily what NPCs enter into the story. Because Cavan was one horny bastard last week, and he's not even there to defend himself.
Wasn't last week, it was the week before, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
What is up, everyone? I'm Bodhi, the son half of Homie and the Dude. I am playing everyone's favorite bard sorcerer, Edgiest Bones. And you know what? I'm ready to restore some balance to a ballad of chaos written by a jackass in a mirror. So let's fucking get it this week, guys. Let's fucking get it.
Absolutely. So yes, last we left off then, we had all arrived into Union City, so named for the amalgamation of cultures as it forms this central point between a number of regions within the continent of NOF. And you'd all, or I say Jewel, Lex and Cavan had gone to seek out Edgius. Had a brief run-in with a priest that may or may not have been part
really
of Cavan's
dirty,
upbringing.
But,
Yeah, it did deliberately. Yes, brief encounter with a priest who may or may not have been part of Cavan's upbringing, and said priest left with a bloody nose. I think that's all that needs to be said about that encounter. And then you encountered the same half-orc guard that Edgius had spoken to on his entry into the city, and were sort of directed up to the top tier of the city to go and find the entrance to the sort of mythical and legendary hidden village of Kumaryu. Where Edgius had been sent to find one Sensei Kenji Matsumoto. I almost said master then, but no, we will give him the proper title of Sensei Kenji Matsumoto. Where Edgius had been through the ringer, had been through sort of a initiation fight and then some training, where he was repeatedly told to shut up, and then essentially told to get out and go and restore balance. And so we began last week's episode with you all reuniting and sort of having a discussion around what was next, what were you going to do, where were you going to head, what's been happening. Lex promised that he was going to talk about some plans that he had and then totally forgot about doing that. Continued all the way down then to one of the more raucous taverns in the city known as the Jarl's Hearth, where you spoke to one Rurik Lodbrok to secure a room, and also had a message from one Mara Blackveil, a notable member of House Blackveil, one of the 7 ruling families, if you like, within the city. And she had agreed to meet you in the tavern that night. Now, during your concourse with Rurik, there was a lot of mead drunk, namely by Lex, who then had to go outside to chuck up. You chucked out got a bardic troop thrown out, known as the Food Fighters. Although there was an argument made for the name Earth, Wind and Lyre, which I am taking, and there will be a bardic troop later called Earth, Wind and Lyre, because I enjoyed that one. Yes, almost started a bar fight, but it got this bardic troop thrown out, and then were told by Rurik that Mara was in the private room, and that's why he had offered to let you take the private room. Enter horny teenager mode, where Mara, the very seductive shadow elf drow individual, wearing somewhat provocative outfit, sat and greeted you all namely greeted Jewel and Edgius first, who entered the room first. Sort of asked where Cavan was, and then it was a game of seduction for Mara as Cavan entered the room, trying to make Cavan as uncomfortable as possible. And because we are all now team attuned to the Star Touch crystal, emotions were shared. Which I have to say,
emotions and erections.
Introducing a mechanic where you share emotions, I did not plan for that. I am so glad it worked the way it did. I highly encourage everybody to go listen to last week's episode or watch last week's episode or the week before, because it is fucking brilliant from A to B. So yes, had a discussion with Mara around clearing Jewel's name about Thalissa and the murder of Artemisia. Could you get any more information on this triangle of power or triumvirate of power that's going on, sort of giving a couple of names that you knew, seeking out who the third person was, trying to find more information on what this Shrouded Lord entity is. And also more information on Klein as well, who has become a particular thorn in the sides of you all. Mara explained that she would do all this because it had piqued her curiosity, but also because she wanted you to pay her back in a way, and she was aware of things going on in the city, or things stirring in the city, where the peace between the 7 households was being somewhat threatened. So she has asked you all to attend a masquerade ball a couple of nights in the future, where you will act as not only her guests, but also somewhat of, or operating in your detective agency fashion, to go and discover anything, find out any secrets, prevent any mishaps from happening. And should you be successful, there will be what was coined a reasonable sum of gold, as well as the information you seek. Cavan was immediately told that he would be Mara's date, and there was a little bit of back and forth between those two around that. And the rest of you were told you would need to get new attire, as not currently befitting a masquerade ball. And then you exited, and Cavan and Mara had their own private moment, which is very sweet. Having returned to the bar, then Edgius made his exit, claiming stomach issues. Which I'm not sure how that works as a walking skeleton, but still. Exited.
Great detective.
Exited the tavern.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic we are.
And
the skeleton has
made
IBS.
His way.
Sure.
Exited the tavern and made his way back to his old home in Union City, where he had once lived with his family, and made his way through the familiar corridors, up the familiar stairs, and into the familiar garden, where 2 tombstones awaited him. As he brushed off the dust, there was an emotional moment between Edgius and his family, as he also planted a final... Is it the final seed? I think you've got one more, actually.
I think I've got one more.
Planted one of the moonflower seeds, and as you turned, there were these vines that grew up in the moonlight and sort of grew around the tombstones and blossomed into moonflowers themselves. And then there was a particular energy that drew you to one of the bedrooms. Now, on a side table you saw a mirror exuding energy. And picking up that mirror, the voice of Klein then spoke to you, delivering a monologue that went, to coin somebody else's phrase, went hard. Talked about Klein's plans and desires, and how he was shaping things to come, how he was guiding you, and everything you were doing as a group was all part of this grand design. Edgius, hearing this, mocked Klein and then smashed the mirror. And this is where we left off. So, I will start then, Edgius. Where are you going? Are you heading back to the Jarl's Hearth?
So after smashing the mirror, Edgius, house was set on fire last time I was here. I don't think there's anything of use here. Yes, I'm going to go to my old office, actually, is where I would like to go after this. So I would like to go a couple blocks over to my old detective office that I used to have back in the day that I believe is also boarded up, very similarly to my house. And I'd like to head that way. On the way, I will keep my eye out for Grung, just in case he happens to be making his way to the Jarl's Hearth as he said he was going to do.
Very good. Make me a perception check then, please.
Oh. Not one?
So I will say, despite your brazen, cocky behaviour in response to this monologue, something within it has caught you off guard. And so you do stumble over to your office, not really paying attention to what's around you, despite feeling like you are looking around just on autopilot, so to speak, as you finally approach then what is now a boarded up building. And you see there are a number of what look like holy symbols painted on these boards, and various actual physical holy symbols laid down. And somebody's actually in common sort of painted on one of the walls, "Beware the curse."
Okay. Edgius is going to laugh and go, "Kids, street youths, what can you do these days?" And I'm going to point my finger at the wood and cast True Strike on it, which grants me brief insight into the target's defenses on my next turn. And as we're in free play, I assume 6 seconds passed. Can I have some insight into the weaknesses of this wood? Is it spellbound? Is there a hollow point
wood.
that seems extra thin?
There's a lot of sort of planks of wood that are just almost comic book style, we'll say, hammered over the doors and stuff. Obviously, you would know that the wood would be weak to fire or flame. You get the impression as you do sort of work over this, it's not magical in nature, and there are particular points, if you strike them, will be easier to then remove said boards.
Beautiful. I'll cast Firebolt at it then, and after using True Strike, I'm going to take the advantage on that, which I needed,
yeah.
dear God. That's a dirty 20 to hit this.
Dirty 20 will, of course, hit.
Cool. 2d10 fire. Let's go with that. Beautiful. That is, that's 12, no, sorry. Yes, 12 points of fire damage.
12 points of fire damage. So as your firebolt hits, there's this initial sort of burn, and you manage to score a hole actually through part of this wood, and then it begins to get hot and burn away as it's very dry, it's very old, it's very brittle, and eventually the wooden boards that go over the door, and the door itself actually just crumble, leaving an archway essentially.
Edgius is going to stand in front of it, raise his skeleton finger, which is smoking, and is then going to walk into the doorway very casually. As he gets to the door, can I do a little check behind my back to see if I'm being followed or anything? You can take the nat 1 if you want, or whatever.
Make me another perception check. Sorry.
Okay.
It's another active check. So.
Hell yeah. It's a 19 plus 4, so that's a 23.
Very good. So as you turn around and now look, and then you look up, you see a shock of pink hair as one Takami is sat atop of the wall, just sort of resting with her elbows on her knees, looking down.
Behind me?
Having fun. Yeah, behind you.
Wow, what the Takami, Jesus! I mean, fucking my friend Jesus is he's always scaring me in the past. Why are I thought you weren't allowed to leave, the
Where'd you get that impression from?
Oh, I don't know.
Village.
Village, sorry, the facility, camp, compound, whatever you want to call it.
We're not a cult.
Oh, you sure? You guys gave me real coldy vibes for a little bit there, but whatever you say. Is there a reason you're following me? Are you assessing me? This is a test, isn't it?
Yeah, okay, it's a test.
Yeah, I thought so. Takami, stop crouching on that wall like a creepy cat. I already have one of those in my life, and I don't need another. Can you hop down and come join me? Come inside. It'd be better if you just got off the streets. This part of the city is
Takami, in
not
true
so safe at
Takami
night.
style, is gonna place her hands down on the wall in front of her, go into a handstand, and then just slowly fall and drops down into a superhero landing next to you before standing up. Oh, don't mind if I do.
Fucking
Walks
show
through the
off.
door.
You could have just fucking lowered yourself down, and Edges is going to walk into his office as he says this.
And as Takami walks in, she sort of just... Wow, kept the place dust-free, I see.
I was not... I don't appreciate you judging my stuff. I didn't judge your paper walls, which are very inconvenient
did you
for
not-
privacy.
Did you not
I'll have
walk
you know.
onto a... Did you not walk onto a sacred mat with your boots on and disrespect my master?
Disrespect is different to judgment. I want to be clear about that. And I did not mean to disrespect anyone. I simply was doing what I know,
I was just simply
which is...
making an observation.
Okay, all right. Look, make yourself useful. I'm here to pick up or look for some files. Can you please go into that room over there, which is the main filing room, and can you please pull out files on the 7 big houses here in Union City, please? And stack them up. Maybe if you can grab a paper bag or like a cardboard box. Maybe one of those ones that people use when they're fired. I think I've got a couple of those laying around because I just used to fire people a lot and give them the box. I fill that with the files, and then I'm gonna go look for something else.
Very good. She steps foot into the next room then, where there are papers everywhere. The place has been ransacked. And she's just gonna sort of shout back as you walk off. I might be a little while.
That is, you use those multiple arms that you have, those weird ghost arms. It'll speed it up. Good luck. And Edges is going to stroll down the hallway and take the next right into his own personal office. The glass pane of the door has been shattered through. You can see that like the remnants of the name that was kind of like printed on the door says like Edgius, and then the shatter goes through the J and just says owns on the end of it. And Edgius is just going to reach through and unlock the door from the other side and go into his office.
Very good. As you step foot into your office, then make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yay! That's exactly what I want to do. Sweet. That is a 13.
13, when I manage to load my notes up, I believe is not enough.
Great.
Come on. I've got a script.
Oh! Someone's getting arrested outside
Set
my
an
window.
alarm off in your house.
Edgius sets off his alarm spell that he'd laid in this room years ago. So, yes, with a 13... too many notes. This is why you should organise things into pages, folks.
Is that just a shameless promotion right there for...
we go. No, because I am not a Mac user.
Oh, pages.
But yes,
yeah, you're right.
OneNote
That's
would
Mac.
be a...
I felt like I could dig a knee for having a Mac again.
Sorry, that was a wisdom saving throw, not a constitution saving throw.
Wisdom! Oh my goodness, I'm so much happier. That went from a 13 to a 12.
Okay, as you step foot through that threshold then, there's a moment where a spell just hits you. You don't know from where, but you are instantly paralyzed for a minute. Just...
Son of a... Takami! Takami!
And she sort of pops up behind you. Wow.
Someone's attacking us! We're being attacked! I can't see them! I'm frozen! Takami! Get them!
We're not being... Just calm down. We're not being attacked.
Everything
Someone's
hurts.
laid a spell in your doorway. Just... She's then
I'm
just
easy
going
to
to sort
move,
of
I'm light. Move me out the way.
feel around the door slightly, and then reaches in and pulls you back. And a minute passes, and your body just releases from this paralysis.
Oh, God, wow. Oh, fuck, that was, I was so sure there was someone in there, because I just got like, they were like, and like, it just hit me, Takami, you know what it's like. I'm sure Sensei, what's his name, is, giving you that treatment before the old,
Indeed. You okay?
Edgius is going to just like various joints with very little cartilage between them, and be like, yeah, could use a little bit extra grease, on the old hinges, but doing all right. Should I go back in?
Let's just make sure you're okay first. And at this point, you start to feel a very subtle but dull headache. For the next 24 hours, you will make all wisdom and charisma checks at disadvantage. Almost like the echoes of this trap just linger in your mind.
Can you hear that noise? Can you hear that ringing? Oh my, oh God, it's so loud. Christ. Can you hear that, Takami? You can hear that, right? I'm not going crazy.
No. I forgot how much you talked.
Oh, I mean, I'm working on that. You go first this time.
Gladly. And she will step foot into the room, and as she steps foot into the room, whatever trap spell was there seems to have been triggered. I think we're okay.
Edgius is gonna
Looks like someone's
poke his
done
head
a
in.
real number on your place, by the way. Doors are smashed, papers everywhere.
Yeah. I wasn't, I was a good detective, which often made me a not liked detective. Often, enemies many. Just long list. Golly. Edgius is going to walk over to his desk, which is like turned over and like on the ground. The drawers are like kind of splayed out on the ground. And he's going to get on all fours and start pressing down on various floorboards and be like, God damn it, which one is it? Fucking, where are you? And just kind of... shit, there it is. Takami, I found it. It's over here. Fuck, that's the one. There we go. Edgius is gonna push that through and then pull out a long, thin lockbox that he has in there. Now, I'm hoping I'll leave it to you, Matt, but I'm hoping that my file that I had on Klein is in there, along with any other items that I may have considered special or valuable enough to hide in a lockbox when I left.
Like fuckloads of gold.
Gold, maybe weapons, spell scrolls, magnifying glass.
9th level wish spell?
Yeah. Exactly.
Was that the voice of God?
Do you need me to roll anything for that?
No.
Cool.
We will just. I will let you know if something's taken the piss, basically. So yes, you will. You will find a file on Klein in there, or at least Klein as you knew him way back then, and also just small sort of trinkets and treasures that Aegeus would have wanted to keep safe and secure. I will say one of the things in there is a hand-drawn picture from your son.
Why you gotta do me like that? Why you gotta do me like that? Aegeus is going to pull out the file and hand it to, like, without saying anything, hand it over his shoulder to Takami, and then like wiggle at her and be like, "Fucking take this."
I don't remember making myself your secretary, but okay.
Here, hold this 1 second.
She places,
and then
places it under her arm.
he'll reach in and pull out the drawing, which is, of my wife, drawn as a stick person with long hair, myself drawn as a stick person, which I now resemble a lot more than I did when this was drawn, and a small little stick person, and it says at the top in very crude handwriting, "family," and Aegeus is gonna like choke up for a second and just be like, "Oh, what a night! Oh, what a night!" And he's gonna fold the piece of paper up, and he's actually then going to, because he folds it lengthways, he's going to wrap it around the sheath of his wakizashi, and actually, I don't. Did they give me my sword back? Have you guys given me my sword back yet? I don't think you have.
There was no discussion of it thus far.
No.
I don't think you camera, obviously.
No, we're not having that. You've not got the sword back.
I will stuff it in my inside pocket then, and close to my rib cage, and Aegeus will then reach into the thing and pull out a small bag of gold, which also has a couple of different currencies in it. So it's got like mainly like gold from this country, but it's got a couple of other currencies in it. He will pull out his old detective badge, which he slid in there before he dipped. And then finally he will pull out a ring, of which has magical abilities that I will allow you, Matt, to fill me in on the extent of. And it's a like silver ring that has runes kind of scratched into it, but is in like, that's the band of it. The face of it though is in the shape of a skull, basically.
Can it be a cock ring with the enlarge reduce spell on it? I'm not hearing a no. I'm not hearing a no.
I mean, I'll take an enlarge reduce spell. I ain't gonna complain. Aegeus could use that at this point.
So I will say that this ring with a skull on it was something you used when out investigating and trying to gain information. It is known as the Deal Maker's Ring.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Just all of it sounds so
and a
wrong.
big thank you to the Griffin's Saddlebag for giving me this one.
Incredible.
So a big shout out to them. So this silver ring, when you make a deception or persuasion check and offer your hand for a handshake, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to that ability check. It was an ability that you could only use once a day, but you made sure to use it to your advantage when you could.
So
That is
plus
sweet.
1d4 to persuasion
And
deception. Can I say that I modified the magic so it would allow me to fist bump people and do it in a fist bump?
Yeah, 100%.
Sweet, perfect. Aegeus is going to slide the ring on and be like, That's better. He's going to tuck his old badge into his pocket. He's going to take his gold and empty it into his boots. And then he is going to chuck the gold bag, strain across the room, and turn back to Takami and be like, okay.
I'm still here, dickhead.
Oh, sorry. Takami, did you find the files that I told you to find before I called for your name?
Well, I found a few. Let me go and see what else I can find in there. And she sort of disappears off, and you just hear what sounds like, almost like scrabbling claws. And as you sort of pop your head round, you can see there's multiple spectral arms. And if anybody's ever seen that scene out of Men in Black 2, where it goes into the mail sorting machine, and there's just that one alien dude who's just... Yeah. That's what she's like right now, as she's just using these spectral astral arms to filter through a load of files and place stuff on top of each other. And sort of about 10-15 minutes later, she sort of looks around, and there are piles of papers, and she's got sort of 7 piles in front of her. I think that's about it.
Takami, you know what? I was creeped out that you were following me, but now I'm so glad you're here. And can I just say that your your hair is looking very pink tonight.
Smooth.
She's just going to look over her shoulder, and sort of there's a sly smile. Thank you. Yours is looking very orange.
I think the color you were looking for was crimson, but that's neither here nor there. Let's gather these piles up. Definitely, yeah. Oh, the lack of light in here. I forgot to put on any lights. And you were just working in the dark. I'm a terrible host. Anyway, can you collect those piles for me? And then I'm gonna. My bag is pretty full. Are you busy for the rest of the night? I assume if you were following me, you weren't busy for the rest of the night.
I've been following you for the whole day.
So there's nothing going on then. You are just, schedule is clear then.
For now. Cool,
beautiful. Can you grab those? And he's going to slap the Klein file on top of all of the ones that she's got collected in her arms. Can you carry that and follow me back to the Jarl's Hearth? I need to go meet the.
Sorry, what? Eddie, shut up.
What
are you carrying?
Trauma, a lot of it, and
she then takes that pile of papers and just goes, in which case, they're yours.
He holds them and goes, well, it's not very helpful of you. And he's going to place his hand on top of it.
It's not very gentlemanly of you to assume that I'm just going to carry your shit for you.
Edges is going to get to the door and be like, what's the year, Matt? What year is it in game?
Yeah, that's a good question. Bear with me. Where are we?
It's like 200
We are in
something.
the year 2172 PDW.
Takami, it's the year 2172. Ladies can carry things these days. And he's going to walk out the front door and down the steps into the road, turn back around and be like, come on, hurry up, let's go, come on. I've got to take this back to the group.
She will smile and chuckle and just sort of glides down after you.
He's going to like stride next to her and be like, and we don't have to play all of this out, but basically just make light conversation asking about her time training at the monastery and or village or whatever. And I also, one actual question that I would love an answer to is, so is there anything that the master or sensei or general or, whatever you kind of call him, is there anything that he that's like his kryptonite? Is there something that he loves that if I could bring to him next time I see him, he would maybe be less of, like a dick to me, Takami? Like I'm talking, some strong whiskey, maybe a rolled, smoking thing filled with the famous Union. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe a trinket or something. Does he like anything like that?
Sorry, are you done?
You know, this I talk a lot thing is, you're funny. You're funny. You know, for someone with so many arms, you're very funny.
Thank you. There is one thing that my master sensei loves beyond all else. Committed
Did you
students.
say fucking balance? Oh, okay. Committed students. Well, that's super metaphorical and just not very useful at all. It's not super tangible. Anyway, never mind, Takami.
Just stick to the task he's given you and find the outcome, and I promise you, you will be received much better next time.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work. So you said you had 3 siblings? And then we'll just keep walking as we as we head back up to the Jarl's Hearth.
She's confused. At this point, you'd not discussed any siblings, and she realised she's just been backed into a corner about talking about her family. And you continue walking. She sort of actually explains that she was an orphan who found her way up to Kumario and was sort of embraced by the village there, and that's the background you get on her. And you continue to make small talk. She seems a lot more agreeable than she was in the past. She still takes the piss out of you, still constantly chides you for talking too much, but generally you have something of a pleasant conversation as you return back.
Do you know what? At moments during the conversation, the ringing that is in Edgius's head from the spell kind of dissipates a little bit, as does some of the other general ADHD style chaos going on in Edgius's mind. And he does take note of it and thinks, wow, that hasn't happened in a long time. And and he'll keep going.
So you make your way back to the Jarl's Hearth together then, where Lex and Jewel are sort of propping up the bar at this point. Cavan has had his moment with Mara and is now had sort of joined you, Jewel and Lex. Cavan looks like a little bit flustered, just sort of. Oof. Hey guys.
I'm still getting used to this, but I can feel what you feel, right? And I feel quite awkward.
Yeah, she's something else.
Is
Zeti's
it weird
putting it
that I think I
mildly.
love her too?
Let's not shout that out too loud, Lex. At this point, a piece of paper slides across the bar top towards the three of you, and Rurik is there with his hand on it.
We have message from your friend in the room. For you, my human friend.
Passes it over to Cavan, who just sort of opens it and. Apparently, I need to go for a suit fitting.
Is that a metaphor?
I'm assuming so.
I
You're
am
getting good with these
guessing
metaphors, Lex.
We are all going to have to go shopping for some wares.
She's left instructions to head up to the top tier tomorrow, but apparently I need to go now.
And money, right? For the suits?
It doesn't say anything about that.
Perhaps we can just leave a
Look, I'll
name.
go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll go. I'll try and get information. I'll send it back however possible, but I don't want to leave Mara waiting. So good night. Have fun.
Don't do anything we wouldn't do.
Oh, as Cavan walks in, as Cavan walks out, Edgius is gonna like walk past him, like, "Hey, where are you go? Where are you going?"
I apparently got a date.
And Edgius is going to turn to Takami and shove the papers in Takami's arms, and turn to Cavan and straighten his vest's collar, and kind of pat it down a little bit, rub a little bit of a smear off his face, and go, good as ever. Dude, just be, keep your wits about you, and if you need any help, use the old tell. Just scream as loud as you can.
I think you'll probably know before I can scream with this weird emotional shit happening.
Yeah, that's true.
While this is happening,
Go on, Lex.
Well, you go. No, you called it. Go.
I was going to say, as the pages, the paper is shoved into Takami's hand, Jewel will turn to her and sort of like go to sort of take them off her. I assume you know Aegis. My name is Jewel.
Hi, Jewel. These are for you, I think. I'm Takami, and she goes into a very martial arts style bow as I actually get my hands properly there.
Takami,
I never leaves.
And I'll put my head on the floor and do the bow I did tomorrow. Does this protocol have to happen every time?
Does he always present himself to people like that?
He does not know the customs around here.
I just had to do that in the room to the lady with the thing, and
Lex, you really did not.
No, this
at all.
Just look here and bow.
all right. I'll try again. Sorry.
There we go. Nice and simple. This way you don't get gravel rash on your nose.
I take it you met Aegis at after whatever trials they had to do. Am I understanding correct?
I was there to welcome Aegeus into the village and escort him out. And now I'm just here making sure he doesn't do anything stupid. But looks like he already did that, so
I
yeah.
was going to say you have a real task on your hands if you're going to try and stop him doing something stupid.
I didn't say
You're 30
stop.
years
I
too
was
late.
just going to try and make sure he didn't do it. But if he does it, then it's down to him. Look,
So,
Roach the Simple Monk.
you on the team? Is this a new recruit? You on the books?
Aegis is gonna slap Cavan's ass as Cavan goes to walk away and be like, "Go get him, Tiger," and then walk back to the group. And
there's
just
gonna be
as
a lot
Lex
of that.
says, are you part of the team? Aegis is gonna be like, "You're damn right she is. She is our newest hiree of the Planar Detective Agency." He's gonna put his
Aegis,
arm
for
around
goodness
Takami.
sake, how many times have we said we cannot keep hiring people?
Can
No,
I
no,
just
no,
check?
Jewel.
Are you a senile old woman?
That's a good
Or,
question, Lex. Are you
Are you Compass
Takami?
Ventus?
She pushes your arm off and sort of shoves you away gently. I didn't agree to be on any team for starters. I'm just here to keep an eye on this fuck up.
So basically, as my personal bodyguard, she is if
No,
we're
no.
thinking we're the founders
Right.
of the detective agency, she's one of my employees underneath my. So Takami, look, this is the team.
She
This is
spins
Lex.
up that sleeve again and just slaps you or whips it across your face. It's like,
That is better. Takami, I think we will get on.
I like her. Yeah.
Look, so
Stop it, you two.
Aegis,
sorry.
Lex.
So it was Jewel and...
Sorry, Lex. And I'll do the bow thing again.
Nice to meet you, Lex. I am Takami of Kumo Ryu. I know
Takami, ow, that fucking hurt my face, you ass. Again, every time. Well, you can see, guys, proficient. Did you see that? Do you see how quick that sleeve? Imagine what her fist can do if her sleeve can do that. Do you see how red, well, do you see how, if I had skin, it would be bruised right now.
Perhaps we can get onto a task that would be of use. I don't know about you, but Lex, is there any ways that we can, I don't know, concentrate, meditate, do something and try and lessen the effects of this emotional bond we have?
The way I see it is, I think we just need to become accustomed to it to almost then tune it out and tap into it when we want to. I think it's just a bit of an overload at the minute. Probably once we've had some downtime, relaxed, and there's not a lot of pressure, because I suppose the emotions are heightened at the minute. I think it will just gradually fade with time.
I think as soon as we head off, I am going to do my very best to try and separate the two out. It is getting very confusing.
By the way, guys, my look is much better. Thank you for asking. Lex, you mentioned earlier that you wanted to tell us something. can you Takami, here, Takami, take a seat with us. But you have right. In the detective agency, we have various different codes of things that that require levels of secrecy. This is going to be Code Magnum, which means you don't tell anyone. You don't even think about it outside of this conversation.
But you're going to talk about it in an open bar, or do we want to go somewhere private?
Lex?
She has a point. Yeah, I think a quiet place is because Mara might have her own arrears in the room. Not that I don't trust Mara, but it's, a couple of things I want to talk about. And
Mara?
No offense to
Mara?
To Carmi. That's not the point of my story.
Who's Mara?
And then to Carmi, is she okay to be in the inner circle for what I want to talk about?
Oh, Lex, let me just tell you, Takami, I get the feeling that whatever kung fu type shit she's a part of has like real secrecy problems, and I reckon that they keep that shit on absolute lock. I bet there's some secret techniques that they don't even tell fucking their family. So Takami, you good to keep it on the keep it on the down low?
Yes. Whatever you say will remain with me.
The papers that Jewel is currently holding, do they talk about, was it Klein, or is it more about the...
So the top one, you see there is a cover page that says Maximilian Klein on it.
Yeah.
And then as it shifts slightly, you then see what looks like a cover page that says House something, but it's hidden underneath the rest of the pages.
Baratheon.
Jules
Jules just starting to skim through and go. So you have some information on Klein. Takami, are you also aware of
this
Klein?
is
No,
Edgius's
that's not
stuff.
Takami. Don't give her credit for that.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
That's my work.
This is your work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Spins up the sleeve.
Do you mind?
I'd like to point out that I found all this shit in his office, so I'm interested.
If she can do that with a sleeve, I'd love to see it when she uses her fist on you. Hang on, that sounds weird.
Lex, you're not
I
wrong.
wondered why
You're
he
not
had
wrong.
stomach troubles.
Haha, you two. You suddenly you're both the comedians and I'm the serious one. Takami,
Right in the pelvis.
Stop hitting me. Lex, I agree. Let's go to the smoking area and discuss this. In the indoor
Takami's
smoking
gonna
area
lean
that the old
into-
hearth has.
Takami's going to lean into Edgius. I like your friends. They're funny.
Shut up. And Edgius is gonna stand up and be like, let's go somewhere more private then.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the super sensible one, but do you not just get a room?
We
Oh,
we've
yeah,
got
we can just
one.
go to the...
That's a good idea.
yeah, we do
Yeah.
have rooms. We bought them. Yeah. Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, let's go there.
To isn't it? Don't we have one large room with bunk beds? That's at least what I had ordered before we came. The bunk room.
I'm
that will do
sensing what
nicely.
you're sensing. Why do you feel awkward about bringing her to our bedroom? Is that because you hate but also like her at the same time? Because I'm picking up your vibe here. It's a weird.
Edgius
I
is
have to
going-
say, Lex,
Can't
I
quite
think
put my
you're
finger on
doing
it.
much better at reading these emotions.
Yeah, it's a weird tension. I've never felt it before.
Edgius
I
is
think
gonna
it is
tilt his
called
head towards
awkward.
Lex.
It's tingly, and now I feel mad at myself. Why am I mad at myself? Oh, right.
Yep. Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. And Edgius is going to take a decided step back from Takami and let her.
She'll
walk
sort of
with
just
Lex
roll
and
her
those guys.
shoulders and flex her neck a little bit, like, space.
And yeah, head
And
to
you
the
all
room.
go up to the room, where you use the large silver key to unlock, and you see quite a spacious room. There are sort of two sets of bunk beds. There's a large desk to one side of the room, sort of a wash basin, a working toilet, funnily enough, just in a side room there as well, and trunks and sort of wardrobes to store all your stuff in. It's a very nice room considering the state of downstairs. You get an impression that when people come here, they don't often stay. They tend to drink, get drunk, and sleep underneath the stools. So the rooms are actually pretty pristine. There's thick furs that cover the beds themselves. There's shields and axes and tapestries that are sort of hanging from the walls, maintaining that Viking vibe. And as Takami sort of walks in, she goes, "Well, this is cozy."
Edges is going to push past Takami at this point and the rest of the group and go, I call bottom bunk, and he's going to like jump onto one of the bottom bunks and put the stack of paper next to him. Just kind of feel it out, stretch his legs out, and actually kick off his boots, revealing his like thin skeleton toes that he then like begins wiggling.
Okay.
Okay, while we all process what we've just seen, I'm going to tell you tell you what I want to say. Ironically, now I'm whispering in an empty room, but I was talking quite loudly in a room full of people. So I'm just
there was a lot of people around. You had to shout.
One thing I noticed when we was talking to Mara, she didn't confirm it herself, but I noticed the pendant around her neck on the choker she had. I think she's a member of the Silent Order of Serathis.
Jewel looks up from the papers that she was also carrying up and... Oh, was that similar to the other lady we found in...
Yeah, who stopped us getting blown up.
Oh, I owe them my life.
So,
Oh, good.
I think...
Good then, not bad.
Yes,
So
sorry, yes, they are
that makes
good.
her more trustworthy because they are also about keeping the balance, not letting one organization take over more than the other. They're like almost like a secret spy agency, from what I could gather. So I take that as a good sign. But the other things that I've been meaning to talk to you about, but shit has gotten real since I got back from Mechanus, is and as I keep saying keywords like Silent Order of Serathis, Mechanus,
Sithras.
I'm just going to keep I'll pronounce it out.
Syphilis.
Thank you.
The fucking sass coming off you tonight. Jesus.
Man, I'm delect when he was gone. Jeez.
And then as I say
Fucking
these
hell.
keywords, I'll keep looking at Takami for any sort of recognition on her face.
She sits cross-legged and sort of places her hands in her palm and just sort of sits there, very Zen-esque, and just listens. There's
Where
nothing
does she,
on her face,
Where does she sit?
just on the floor.
On the floor? Okay. Yeah. Boring.
Nowhere near edges. I am. But two things I want to discuss with the group that I think could be good avenues for us to explore. First of all, you know the purple shard that we that Cog recovered. Oh, by the way, this is Cog. Sorry, I didn't introduce you earlier. And then Cog will just go "Woo!" around Takami's head. He's never seen
She
a person
sort of
with
just
pink
lifts
hair.
up an arm for Cog to land on. Cute. And lets Cog
He hates being called
flutter
cute.
off.
And then the purple shot that Cog recovered. I don't know if we can use it as a portal key, but purple is the color of corruption, right, for the portals. So whether it's a key used to corrupt is my thing. So we can't use it as a portal key to go anywhere, but I'm thinking it's a key used to corrupt portals. But that's just a line of inquiry I wanna pursue. Or whether we could even change it.
Will it help perhaps find other corruption?
That's what I'm hoping.
You know,
Use it to help
they
corruption keys.
sort of like glow next to each other. I don't know. Is this something possible?
Either we can use it as like a homing beacon, or
Yes.
can we make it an anti-corruption key? So instead of having to close portals permanently, we could reverse the corruption.
As you say, purple is, as you all know, purple is the color of corruption, Edgius has his finger lit in a purple flame as he lights a cigarette that he rolled earlier, and like quickly puts it out, and then is like, "Do we know that purple really is the color of corruption?" I feel like that's a bit of a general statement.
For portals, yes, but not for you, obviously, my good man. But it does also match the shard you have, which means it could. It's obviously
there's lots
important, right?
I've known purple crystals that aren't part of corruption.
Defending me now.
No, that was not defending you. That was defending the
you
crystals
said enough.
that I...
No. You said enough. You said enough. Sorry. Continue. Ow! Fucking my that was my last cigarette. You fucking. Fuck. Lex, sorry. Continue with what you're saying. So you're saying possibly work on this corrupt portal, or this key of corruption.
But I also have had an idea that I'm quite angry with myself. I didn't think of this before. We need to get Callum back, right? That's a nailed-on certainty. We need to get Callum back and his dad, who can help us because he's a Horizon Walker, right?
Numero priority.
Yes, we Jill looks up again from the paper. She's kind of splitting them out between, stuff that she's finding. She's slowly, like, not reading them, but very, very kind of sort of reading them. Just like that one looks like it's interesting. That one isn't. That one's about Klein. Blah blah blah. Yes, it will be valuable to be able to find these portals more than we can as well.
What do we need? And what do we need to open a portal to the Feywild? We need something from that realm.
From the Feywild.
And what do we have from that realm?
No idea.
A tiny Callum.
A tiny Callum. A statue of Callum from the Feywild. I think we can use it as a portal key.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, is this something you can just, rip up the fabric between...
Well, given our newfound abilities to tune into the crystal, we can open a portal anytime we try. I suppose we've got more important... We've got tasks now. I'm not suggesting we do it in the middle of this hotel room. But I think there's something we can try.
Sorry, you saying you can open a portal like right here, right now?
Oh, Lex is a total badass. He can do so much more than that.
Yeah.
I believe it is only very temporary.
Just other planes, or are we talking anywhere in the world?
Oh, I don't think I could teleport from here to like your house if you can't be bothered to walk home. I mean, like, I could go from here to the astral plane or from to the Feywild. I mean, as long as I've got a key.
I mean that's pretty cool in itself.
You could jump maybe to a different plane and then to the location we want to go. Like do a double plane hop and use it as a teleport. You see what I'm talking about, Lex?
Ooh,
that seems like a lot of effort.
I also,
you could just walk
is
home.
It not going to also be that you go to that plane, then you create another one? We're going to simply end up back here. We're going to have to walk the same distance. I don't know how this works. I'm sorry.
Touche.
I have no idea. Lex, you're the portal guy. Guide us here.
I mean, I'm talked a big game there. Yeah, I don't think I could pick where I turn up when I come back to the plane or open a portal, but I could definitely open one.
So good.
Well,
we can definitely get ourselves lost, is what we are saying.
I say we collectively do this as a group.
Yeah, but
it's like a group thing.
Yeah, we'll need to wait for Cavan to get back before we can do that. To go get.
We touched tips and then
Cavan was the black-haired
tips.
dude that wanted. Sorry, his finger and what?
Huh?
The strong silent guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy we passed on the way out, that was Cavan. Yeah.
If you hear a very weird noise coming from all three of us, then Cavan is having a good time. It may just happen at any moment. We don't know. You will definitely know about it at some point.
I think he's referring to a sex thing.
Okay.
Connie. I'm
that's
starting to learn about these euphemisms. Balls.
It is fine, Takami. I have quite gotten used to it. I don't know whether this is a black firm.
It's because Dave in real life has a penis.
Takami will turn to Jewel and say, on the contrary, I think you're actually quite beautiful, so...
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
This is good.
I appreciate that. Edgius thinking that Takami's talking to him. So, Lex, basically what you're saying is we have 2 keys. We just don't know exactly what the doors kind of open. Now, let me ask you this, Lex, because you've jumped portals and you've done that kind of stuff before. If we go to the Feywild, does time like move differently? Like, for example, if we went, I don't know, say tonight/tomorrow morning, or whenever we have Kevin back before the ball, could we go do that before the ball, or does time work simultaneously? So we'd have to do this ball first and then go get Callum.
I think we might need to do the masquerade ball first, only because, given how tricky Snowlord is, or whatever, Jack Frost, whatever the guy's name is, the Lord of Winter, or whatever he called himself. I don't think...
I thought it was called the King of Cold.
Well,
I think also it is a
balls.
good idea for us to be able to gather as much information as possible before we make another knee-jerk reaction.
Because I can open a portal to the Feywild. I don't know whereabouts in the Feywild that's going to tell us. We're then going to find his weird grove that he took us to, and Feywild's going to play tricks on us. I don't think... It might be months by the time we get back on the other side.
I would much prefer to also learn a little more about some more of the planes. Lex, I know it is your thing. I'm just trying to read up, little more travel-wise. And Eddie, thank you for all of this.
You're welcome. It's old Edgiest present to present Edgiest. Well, to present
I just thought,
team.
if it is okay, I mean, as you say, you made your own notes. I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to read next and just fill up as much as possible with all the information.
Well, also, Mara is part of an ancient family, right? They might have some generational knowledge on the Feywild.
Yes.
Her lineage.
If you recall, also, there was a library that I was recommended to go to.
Yes.
Cross-referencing this information with that could be very useful. So I am going to try and sort of binge read this before I go there.
You know what? Jewel, as always, I appreciate your thoroughness, but of course, those are my notes. It feels like cross-referencing would be a waste of time. I've clearly made very thorough and accurate notations, and I'm just going to look at Lex and Jewel, who just do not look convinced at all, and then look to Takami for some sort of support.
Takami's going to take a piece of paper, which is the first page in the Klein dossier. Yeah, it's pretty detailed.
See? I understand, Jewel. If you want to cross-reference, like I said, I appreciate the thoroughness, but... yeah.
Does, actually...
I think he might have hurt his feelings.
Yeah. I'm feeling it myself. Do you think, although that was 30 years ago, I'm assuming these files are quite old, right? And Klein has somewhat metamorphosized into something else. What do we think old notes are going to help us do? Like old acquaintances?
That was exactly
factions?
my thinking. Yeah, my thinking was like if we could... The 2 sets of notes that Jewel has very clearly laid out on the floor for us to go through, and I think we should all go through these tonight, pick out pieces of information that we think are important. So you have here this stack, which is the Klein stuff. That has old known associates, old fences that he used to use, old laundering locations that he used to work with, as well as also just a bunch of descriptors about him, like he's a dick, asshole, wanker, twat, prick. There's a couple pages of that in there.
I did notice a long list of these words. I was wondering what it was.
Sorry,
I think
that
I found
was the
page 2
detail
first.
I was referring to. There was like
the annotations
7,000
in
different
the side of the
words.
thing is going wank.
Fucking prick. And then, as Jewel has kindly done as well, these are the 7 piles of information I had about the families that kind of rule over this land. Fuck those guys. What gives them the right? Just because they're blood? Anyway, I'm going off track.
That's an ancient pact between 7 families that's lasted decades. So oppression is a little bit harsh.
Sounds like some people imposing political systems upon others with not much choice happening. Anyway,
It's
that's neither
actually
here nor
pretty
there.
fair.
Takami. God, Takami. Anyway, my thought process is this. Look, if we can go through the notes, remember Mara said that she believed that the person that the shit was going to go down at the Bowl of Masquerades, that was going to be someone from the other families. She believed it was one family was going to try and usurp the rest and take control. So my thought was maybe if we have a little look through some of my old notes, who doesn't like who, who's got beef with who, we can maybe at least, because seven groups of people to watch during an evening with, well, you two, Cog, Cavan, and Takami, that's going to be a lot for us. That's going to be a lot for us to watch. There's not even enough people for each group. So I think realistically, if we can narrow it down to like 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, groups that we want to really keep our eyes on, then we can focus in. That was my thinking. Did I do good? Was that a good?
I think it is exactly what we want to do. Yes.
Any previous associates to any known associates now, so we could look for any mention of Shadowthorn, because we know that's a name he's associated with now, past associates, or if any of the houses have any affiliations with any client affiliations or any people we know of now. I doubt would mention the Shrouded Lord, but the Shrouded Lord? Takami, Shrouded Lord? Yes, no?
Nope.
Right,
yes.
Okay, moving on.
Your notes, yes, I think will be very helpful for us to find. Most people are creatures of habit, so Klein may well have adapted, evolved, been corrupted, but he may still have ways of working, places, connections that he still calls upon. This is the information we will find. As you say, that may or may not then connect into one of the 7 families. Yes, I think this is where we're going to be able to hopefully join the dots. Anyone, we can also disconnect them. If we look at a family and they have been entirely above board and haven't changed their ways, then yes, we can rule them out. If we have seen a stark change in one family's desire for ruling, or however, whatever their part of the economy is, if we suddenly see that they are immediately changing and, I don't know, importing instead of exporting, just suddenly decided to take something else on, that is where we're going to have something where we go, well, something has changed.
Do you know what I think, Jewel, you mentioned the library. Next to the library is another building I think you should check out tomorrow on your procurement. There is the city's registry office right next door, where a lot of the admin for the intake and outtake of the city, whether things have been signed off, illegal documents, as well as also visas and city identification, things like that are all kind of stored there. It is public access, so we should have no problem going in and requesting that stuff, especially if we flash the badge. I'm sure we can maybe even dig into some archival stuff if we need to. But
then again,
I reckon
yes,
that would be a good place to check.
Anything we find then that will, again, if one of the families has suddenly started buying a property,
exactly,
changes such as this, I think, is going to be very helpful for us to see why they're doing it. Yeah, I am more than happy to I say take lead, because I would like some assistance, but this is down my alley of trying to connect the dots in the paperwork. So yes, let's do it.
Just interrupt for just a second. This ball is the Black Veil Masquerade Ball, happening 2 nights. Yes?
As far as we are aware.
And she reaches into her robes and pulls out a very ornate invitation.
Well, that is going to...
Did you steal that off us? Is that ours?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. No,
And she holds it out and it actually says to Mistress Takami Ito, Defender of Kumario, +1.
Is this
How come you got a +1?
That's bullshit. We didn't get a single +1.
I
We
believe
are
it's
the plus
etiquette
ones.
to take somebody with you, whether it's a dignitary, a date, whatever.
Oh,
And-
and I assume you're taking old man Sasquatch Sensei with you.
I was actually going to seen as you have a need to be there, whether you wanted to go.
Edgius is going to point at
Like
Lex
a
and go,
date.
You, me? Cog? I can't. My eyesight is bad, as you can see. There's just holes here. Are you looking?
Edgius,
I
don't
like
be
to think
an
you're
idiot.
noticeably giddy at this point.
Yeah, Edgius is. You when she says, "I was talking to you, Edgius," you all feel your hearts skip a beat.
Well, Lex, I don't know to wishing to form into the social norms, but perhaps you and I need to go together.
I would be honored to be your date.
I am sure it would not
See,
raise any
that's
suspicion.
really sweet. That's cute. You, like you and me, we're gonna have to work on our.
Hey,
Whatever.
Edgius is like a fungus. He grows on you. Leave him alone.
Well, okay, that's a nice way of putting it, I suppose. What Lex said. Look. When the
Hey,
time
that comes
comes
from the
to
heart,
it,
man.
it felt like it, Lex. It really felt like it, actually. And Lex, I'm actually not mad at you for that one. That one, you called me a fun guy, and I have no issues with that, my friend. Look, Takami, when the moment's on, like I'm a performer. I switch it on. Like suddenly out of nowhere, I'm suave, I'm smooth.
But
I don't talk.
just to make it there'll be no performance whatsoever during this ball. You are my +1, and it will remain as so. I don't need you to perform. Don't be so forward.
Oh.
No. I mean, no. Okay, that was a big assumption. Wild. I am a widower. That is a wild leap to make. That I am still in mourning. How?
Edgius, we know
No.
that we can feel that you don't.
Jewel? What you doing right now? Jewel?
Just the biggest grin on her face.
I fucking love this crystal.
Edgius is going to be like, look, I meant I will be smoother. My usual splutteryness
Edgius.
slows down.
I would say I'm pulling your leg, but I'm afraid it's coming off.
That is also what she said. Look, I am really interested in reading up on this so that we can. Well, Edgius, your notes are fantastic. They have only gone so far, so we want to then carry it on when we see. So, yes, if it is okay, obviously everyone join me if you want. I'm going to try and read as much as I can tonight, and then fall asleep.
I think we should
have
all
all-
chip in.
Yeah, I think we have just walked past the fact that your invite said defender of insert place. I forgot. What did you
Maria.
defend?
Oh, Lex, it's nothing. It's a small village. There's not much there's not much to defend. It's just a small village.
Hang on. Let you tell the story. What did you defend it against?
It's a good question.
1 second.
Edgius,
And she's
I'm
just going to sit there for a moment and just... An unarmed strikes Edgius across the face.
I'll go pick up its head while she tells the story.
Which is pretty shit, actually. So yeah, it's a 10 to hit.
Edgius is gonna dodge out the way and go, ha! I'm starting to learn the fucking tricks now, aren't I?
second one to the back of the head.
And then what you notice as she then will use her arms of the astral self ability, Is that flurry of blow? I need a dexterity saving throw, please.
So proficient in that. Golly. Oh, that's a fucking 7.
Excellent. So as you sort of dodge out the way of her fist, these two astral arms then just sort of smack into you, and you're going to take 6 points of force damage as she then sort of centers her arms back, and it's almost like I'm trying to think of the Indian goddess now.
The woman with loads of arms.
Yes,
Ganesh.
it's Kali actually.
Is it the
I apologise to everyone.
Arms?
Yeah, and me if I said the wrong one.
It's Vishnu, I believe.
Vishnu.
Oh,
Amazing.
Vishnu.
There's more than one.
All
because that's not
Kali. All
one.
Kali. Yes, there's
nice.
multiple apparently. So there we go.
There you go.
Yes, but in that moment where she brings her hands back together, these astral arms all sort of collect together and then dissipate. And she's going to look at you, Edgius. Do not
Edgius on the floor.
disrespect my village.
Oh,
Again.
I'm so sorry. I regretted it almost immediately.
Now,
I wish I could say he was not going to do it again.
I will just have to knock his skull off next time.
Oh, that would hurt. Please don't.
Kumario
Sorry, continue your
is
story.
hidden in the mountains above Union City. It's older than Union City, much older. I only know so much of it, but it's where I found my way when I was young, and they've looked after me ever since and taught me everything they know. I was plagued by dreams and crazy things when I was a kid, and they helped me master it. So, yeah.
Is the is it an amicable relationship between the village and the city? It seems there's no encroachment, or is
They are the path to Kumo Ryu, unless you know where you're going, to outsiders is, well, I just will let you know, not easy.
Oh, yeah, it's not fun. Oh, not fun.
I didn't hit you that hard, come on.
Oh,
He's a bit of a crybaby sometimes.
oh, my lung, my rib, my right
Again,
rib.
as the DM gets plunged into the depths of hell again.
I don't know why I've suddenly turned into a red light district here, so. Let's go for a nice blue, shall we?
I think, Jewel, you're right. I think we should all do our research. I think we should all. Oh, fuck, that really hurt. I think we should all do as much reading as we can. Let's try and just absorb as much as possible. Takami, please help us to chip in if you're going to be working with us on this one. But you don't get a percentage. Monks should not keep hold of material things, so no
I
percentage
have
for you.
no
But
need of money.
good. Because until you
I
sign
would
the
rather keep
contract,
the peace in this city.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not signing
sounds
any contracts.
perfect. They're good because we weren't giving you one yet. So, anyway,
Look, here's the only contract that's happening here tonight. I've invited you as my +1. Now, I don't know what plans Mara had to get you in, but that should suit either way. Sounds like Cavan's got his own way. I was about to say entryway, but that's probably not appropriate. Sounds like he's got his own date. And Jewel and Lex, if you're comfortable going together, then that sounds like it rounds it out quite nicely.
I know we are going as part of guests of the family, but I think it probably would work out that it was as a
Is there any
a
social
faux couple?
protocols I need to participate in?
Well, it's a masquerade ball, so everybody will be in masks, and I have to go buy a dress. Fun.
We have to wear like matching,
Jewel.
coordinating outfits. Like, does my suit need to match Jules' outfit? Show that we're together.
Sometimes
or-
they can match. Do you know what? Some of the best outfits I've seen are where they contrast, but deliberately. So you've got like almost a yin and yang type thing. That can be quite striking. But yes, matching or however you see fit. But
We have been told, I think, where to go for our dresses, and suits, so you can always join us.
I
who
will be
told
sorting
you,
myself
Jewel?
out tomorrow anyway.
That is fine. That is good. But yes, we wanted to do that tomorrow. DM, what time of day is it now?
It is sort of getting towards late evening now. So the sun is well set, the moon is high in the sky. So yes, it will be an evening and then into the next day ready to go. And
Jewel pops down, gets a couple of sort of glasses, a bottle of port sort of thing, some snacks, and just brings it back up, cheese and bread, just so that they can just sit around and look through this stuff into not necessarily the wee hours of the morning, but just later than usual, but just so they can try and catch as much of this reading as possible, and still get a sensible night's sleep.
Edgius is going to sit cross-legged next to Lex on the floor. And while everyone starts rifling through stuff and eating snacks and stuff, Edgius is going to lean into Lex and go, "Hey, you know that mirror that started eating you in the dude we tortured's house?"
Oh, yeah. I see some weird shit in that mirror, yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that mirrors are really against us. I had a weird experience during my stomach troubles, and I just think I just thought I would mention it to you. Maybe you know what's going on, but maybe we should stay away from mirrors just as a group going forward.
Just all mirrors or magical mirrors?
Well, I mean, we thought you thought that one that time was a
Yeah, mine was
mirror.
it looked like a portal almost, and then when I put my finger in it, it actually tried to consume me and pull me in. Is that what happened to you? What toilet did you go to? Do you need toilets? How do you have stomach trouble? I have a lot of questions.
Yeah. So on the mirror one, let's start there. I didn't poke it as such, but someone who doesn't like me, let's say, spoke to me.
Well, the list of people who don't like you, let's try and think who that might be. Do you know who it was?
It was Klein or something like that.
That's the kind of pertinent information you tell people straight away. You don't keep that to yourself.
I'm sorry,
This
I
could be a
just didn't
major
want to
break in the
freak.
case, man.
I didn't want to freak everyone out. He basically was just telling me something about an orchestra and being the composer of our fate and doom, and he started just really being a bit of a dick. But then I smashed the mirror and he stopped being a dick.
As in, he was trapped in the mirror and now he's gone, or he stopped being a dick because you can no longer hear him threatening us?
The latter.
Right. When you say you had stomach trouble, is that code for you went to look for Klein?
No, I went back to I used to live here a long time ago, so I went to my house.
Okay. That explains why you've been a bit... Are you okay?
It just calms for a second. It's it was harder than I was expecting. But yeah, no, I'm fine. He just said some shit about, I'm the composer of chaos, and you are walking the path of musical notes that I set out before you. And the dude clearly wrote out what he was going to say to me, and it very much had a lot of musical metaphors. I think it was meant to be because, I perform as a bard, so he was trying to just touch on my sensibilities, but it came across weirdly amateur, theater, kind of vibes,
But do you know who, in my experience, people who go on about us playing exactly into their hands and us doing exactly what they wanted, I kind of usually overcompensated for the fact that we have ruffled their feathers.
Yeah.
So maybe he was just trying to scare you, and actually, he is. If he wasn't intimidated by us, he wouldn't have made the effort to try and intimidate you back.
That's a good point. That's a
You
good
have
point.
a good point, Lex.
Fucking
Fucking hell, she was
I
right
mean,
there.
we're in the same room. I can literally
She
hear
has got
whispering
big
next to
ears,
each
to be
other.
fair. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Nice try. Real nice try, but anyway, yes, it sounds like you probably have, we have probably got on their nerves, so this is actually good.
Yeah.
But I agree with Lex, don't keep this information from us.
So I was embarrassed, I guess.
That is fair. That is fair.
On,
I'll let
on
you
a
off on this
personal
one.
level, did you
Yeah.
did you manage to get a picture from your house? I'd love to see your family.
At this point, Kami will stand up and sort of, I think I have outstepped my welcome, so I'll leave you be. It sounds like you all need to converse.
No,
Aegis,
to
I
Kami,
will-
to Kami, sit down. You're part of the
No,
gang now.
I have places. I've got places to be, and this sounds
Oh.
like it's a conversation you need to have. I don't want to intrude
yeah.
anyway.
Cool.
But,
We'll see you tomorrow for suits.
I will find you when I need you.
Okay. Fist bump. Aegis presents the skull ring.
She goes for it anyway.
Bumps. Aegis is gonna say, as I'm, my thing's black, maybe you should go in all white. Maybe a white pantsuit? Persuasion.
Like one of the Backstreet Boys.
Exact, like a flared white suit. There was an old bard named Elvase that I really liked his style. That's
So remember, you have disadvantage on this check because it's charisma based. But you do get to add a d4. So we're there.
Nice. That's a 14
With your
my
d4?
Yeah.
She looks at you and goes, white's just gonna sort of bleach out my complexion and clash with the hair, so I'll work on it. And
That was
she
worth a
rolls
try.
a 20 on her charisma save.
It's worth a try. Anyway, have a good night. Aegis is
And
gonna
you.
turn back to the guys and be like, so okay. First of all, Jewel, I was just saying to Lex, I think we all need to be wary of mirrors. It seems like they're starting to become a consistently bad problem in our history. So just try and avoid mirrors. I think we'll inform Cavan of this. Just keep away from mirrors going forward.
You mean it is unusual to see yourself in a mirror?
No,
I'm only
more
joking.
concerned.
I'm only joking.
Oh, okay.
But I
Okay.
realize, sorry, bad time to joke apparently. Yes, no, they were horrible in that house. So they do say that mirrors are windows. Sometimes they even say into our own souls, but perhaps they are more weirdly literate into other planes.
All of that sounds scary. So yeah, general, no more mirrors. To answer your question, Lex, I do have a, and he's going to pull out the paper drawing of his family, and unfold it and show Lex.
Oh, I didn't realize how much they all would look like you.
No, Lex, this was done by my son when he was young. His drawing skills were not apt. I don't think he was on the
thank
path to
God.
becoming
I was
an
going to say, the artist you must have hired for this family portrait, I didn't want to be rude. Jesus. Okay, it's your son. It's fine. Okay.
Yep. This is.
I will
this is-
say at this moment, as you're mid-conversation, all three of you tense as you feel an intense rush of emotion. A very particular emotion of Cavan definitely enjoying himself. and it lasts for a moment and then sort of subsides, takes all of your breaths away.
Oh, I have suddenly
And
gone
then you
really
sort of-
sleepy.
I think I want a cigarette.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, that was so beautiful, Daddy.
Oh, fucking hell. Right.
On that note,
As that subsides then, and you sort of try and collect yourselves to go back into your conversation, I'm going to say we as a group now need to go and take 5 or 10 minutes. So, yes, thank you all for joining us in the first half. Thank you, Raiders, and thank you most importantly to the Raiders that have stuck around as well. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed the first half. We will see what our second half has in store for the Planar Detective Agency. Danny, you are on fucking fire tonight is all I can say, my friend.
On a week off, mate.
Yes, indeed. So, yes, about 10 minutes, and then we will be back for part 2. So stick with us, folks. We'll see you then.
Whoa!
Hey, yo.
No.
There we are. We're back. I think that was less than 10 minutes as well, which is awesome. So there you go, folks. Yeah, what an end to the first half. So, yeah, well done, Danny.
what a climax.
Thank you. What a climax indeed. Well done.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dear. Start as we mean to go on, shall we? So once again, thank you to our raiders and viewers for joining us in the first half. Don't forget to hit that follow button on both Twitch, YouTube, and everything else. We look forward to seeing you hopefully in the future as well. But I will say then, as sort of this moment subsides, and we enter into the evening and start to do a little bit of research and enter into sort of our long rest, is there anything final anybody wishes to say or discuss in this moment?
Not particularly. I mean, if this is the going to bed, Jill definitely wants to spend a bit of time trying to separate those emotions out.
Okay. In which
Yeah,
case,
and if you want, I'll because I used to have to keep my emotions in check before I became a more balanced person. If the group wanted, we could not act out necessarily, but I could help you with a meditation thing, so we could all try and become more
group therapy.
in tune with our own emotions rather than everyone else's. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. I will say if we're doing that then, everybody make me persuasion checks to persuade yourselves, please.
I would definitely think the edgiest, while these two are trying to really focus on separating emotions, would be trying to fluctuate his emotions as much as feasibly possible, just to mess with them.
In which case, you are rolling with advantage. Disadvantage, sorry.
Oh,
Disadvantage.
my roll can't get much worse.
Marvellous.
Yes, it can. 12.
12.
Beautiful.
Bu-
Do I have double disadvantage because I fucking take my first lower result, roll again, and see if I get lower the second time?
No, you just get disadvantage, mate. There's no such thing as double disadvantage.
So 11. It was going to be 18, but yeah, it's 11.
Yeah. 11. And Edgius, if you are trying to control your emotions, just a disadvantage roll for yourself as well.
Oh, trying to control them to the point of that I'm
As
trying
in to tune
fluctuate
these
them.
out, so to get this... Yeah, okay, so fair enough.
No.
So,
Yeah,
you're not bothered about that. In
not
which
even
case,
remotely. No.
I'll say in this moment then, as Lex, you try to guide Jewel through this meditation and this centering, Edgius is just sat there thinking of his wife, thinking of Cavern, thinking of Takami Naked, and all these different things, just deliberately to fuck with his emotions. And you all just find it really, really hard to focus on anything and struggle to maintain a balance in this moment. So you go to bed and you sleep. And it is a fairly restful sleep. You've had a long day of sort of travelling and drinking, and all of the emotions that have sort of plagued through you all have tired you all out, and you can also feel that sense of exhaustion almost from Cavern as well. And it's not just a physical exhaustion, it is a mental exhaustion as well. You get a sense that as a side to whatever antics he was getting up to, there was clearly some conversations had. And so we sleep and we long rest.
Can we
Yeah.
for the reading that we did, is there any sort of investigation or something checks that we could kind of make to deduce what sections of this can we narrow down the families we should be looking at? Can we possibly look at some people who work within Klein's old operation who we might want to investigate while we're here in the city or anything like that?
Yes, everybody make me an investigation check then, please.
Okay, marvelous.
Oh, 18's better.
24.
Good.
I got a 15.
15. I'll say all
So
of
is
you
this
then
just
as
in
you're
the
flicking
Klein book we're
through.
looking at, yeah?
I'll say
Through-
you're sort of
through
flicking through the
dots.
various papers at this point. Now, Edgius, you uncover a name that you'd forgotten about, but now you remember it. You're like, of course. And you pull out the name Calum Eleneth, who was one of your contacts within the Eleneth family. He is the nephew of one of the notable figures of the Eleneth family, which is Lady Aranel Eleneth. Calum was helping you with a number of investigations. You had discovered that a member of House Grendale had been accused of embezzling funds from the city's treasury. And that individual had been put under increased scrutiny since then.
Callum Eleneth, was he
Calum.
more of like... Sorry, Calum. Was he more of a like an informant kind of thing? Was he more of like a OPP kind of, underground, kind of vibe?
Yeah, he was
Keeping
a bit
it
of
to
an
himself.
informant. He himself was sort of doing his own investigations into the families as well, just to maintain the peace, sort of as family. Any city where there are 7 ruling families, they're always trying to get dirt on each other as well, just to gain influence or buy influence and those different things. So, Calum was a mixed individual, if you like, but you managed to get a lot of information out of him. Continue on the House Eleneth's sort of path. Calum had expressed that there was a push from the house to push for sort of educational reform, integrate sort of magical and non-magical studies, and that had started to cause a lot of friction amongst the ruling families, if you like. Now, Calum himself was a very vocal member in support for this, and you'd had numerous discussions with him. Now, I'm giving you all this information because I'm assuming you will all share it with your investigation sort of skills. What else shall we pull out then?
Is there any mention of this Eto family? Is there in Takimi Eto, or is that
Ito.
not one? Ito, yeah.
Or Ito, sorry, as in Takami's family.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
They're not one of the big 7, I don't think.
No. So just to remind you then, and I suppose you would now get this information because I don't think this has been fully revealed to you all yet. You understand that the 7 ruling families are House Varrickson. Varrickson are the current sort of leaders of the development of the airship technology. So they control the sky docks, they oversee the aerial trade routes as well. And they are innovative, but also sort of have a hand in the city's defences as well, and sort of secure the city from any aerial threats. There's then, they are rooted in sort of the Juvund culture, the Norse Viking culture, if you like. You've then got House Eleneth, who are an elven family that originally hail from Dryamere. They are known as the Guardians.
What was that name?
Eleneth. They are the guardians of sort of the city's knowledge and arcane traditions. So they oversee libraries, universities, academies, and build up the reputation of the city as a city of learning. There is also House Grendale. They hail from the Kedmerian region. They are the ones that are in charge of the city's finances and bankings, and their influence sort of stems from this vast wealth and their economic and business acumen, if they like. You've then got House Thornheart. They trace their lineage supposedly back to the sort of explorers of the Aethenir Mountains, so they control any mining and smithing operations in the mountains. They also provide the majority of the city's arms and armour. There is then House Silversong. They are the more artistic family. They're known for their artistic contributions, so they are champions of the arts. That's everything from Elven music to Viking sagas or Norse sagas. They manage the city's theatres, art galleries, and anything like that. There's House Durnford. They are specialists in sort of agriculture, brewing, and they blend the techniques from all of the different regions to produce food and drink that then sustains the city, if you like. They oversee the farmlands and the vineyards. Durnford, so Durnford. They oversee sort of farmlands, vineyards that are on the city's outskirts, and maintain the sale, so it's sort of the import and export of food stuffs. And then finally, you have the house that you are more familiar with now, which is House Blackvale. Now, Edgius, in your notes, you've sort of written down that not much is known about their heritage, but there is clearly some mixture of Shadow Elf and human, possibly Kedmerian nobles in there. Now, they are known for their espionage skills, and you worked very closely with the Black Veils in your past. They also manage the city's defences. They sort of keep an eye on threats, and they've got their feelers out and sort of whisper networks to spot any incoming threats. They are the intelligence organisation of the city, if you like.
So with all this info, so we've got the Eleneth ones that were pushing for magical education reform. We had the Glendales that were embezzling.
Rumours of embezzling, so Grendale.
Yeah, rumors always come from somewhere. Let's be honest. And then is there any other families that were like, they were acting out, or anything like that?
Not in your current notes, I will say, bearing in mind these notes are from 29, almost 30 years ago now.
Yeah. Lex, tomorrow, maybe while Jewel is at the library, though one of us should or we should all go together, I think we should go talk to a person called Kalen Eleneth. He was someone I worked with before. He was a bit of a rat on the inside for me in the past. Very ratty features as well. Very big ears, pointed nose, and he might have some information on the goings on of the families, but also he might he's proficient in the arcane arts and that of magic and shit like that. So maybe he can help us with the whole key situation and what the purple key does, or maybe give you some advice on how we can choose our end destination of the portals, or possibly just advise us a little bit on how to maybe deal with that a bit further, so that when we do try and get Callum, we don't end up in the Lord of Sunshine's domain and have to cross all the happy-go-lucky fields into the Lord of Winter's domain. Do you know what I mean?
Will this guy be like an elderly man by now?
That's a great question. 30 years. He definitely
is
won't
an elf.
be young.
So
He will be the same age. He has not aged at all. He is gonna look exactly the same, and he is gonna sound identical to how he did.
Are you going to have to look like you used to for him to trust you, do you think?
I think he might be curious about my situation if I go Bones, but I think let's read the situation as is. I think I'm gonna have to skin up for the bowl in a couple days. So I'll see whether I'm gonna skin up for homie Laquan as well, Caleb, and we'll go from there. Yeah, that's my only thoughts on everything we've read. That's it. I'm ready to go to bed.
excellent. So as you all bed down, then you have a restful night's sleep and wake in the morning to the strong smell of cooking meat from the tavern below that just seeps up sort of through the floorboards. And it's that sort of, I don't know if anybody else has this, but Christmas morning when I wake up, or because my room was my mum and dad's house used to be above the kitchen, so what I'd smell on Christmas morning was turkey and the dinner cooking, and you wake up and you just feel hungry fucking instantly. So it's that sort of feeling, and I know my mum's watching, so that's a shout out to my mum's amazing cooking. So you get that feeling, you wake up and you're just like, I am starving. Now Lex, you do wake up somewhat dehydrated because you did drink a fair amount. Yes, you chucked your guts up and did your tactical chunder and managed to see it through the rest of the evening, but there is a level of dehydration that starts to set in with yourself. Cavan has still not returned. What are we doing?
Could Edgius have got up before everyone else and not be in the room and actually be downstairs getting breakfast in bed for everyone? Having
Absolutely.
got his new collection of gold. How much gold did I find, by the way? So I can add it to my character sheet as well.
I will say in your lockbox there was 100 gold pieces.
Oh, yeah, there was. Hell yeah, there was. Yeah, I will definitely go buy us, like, some doorstop toast. Does Jules eat, like, real people food, or am I looking for, like, mice and shit from
Normal.
Mashed up tuna. Not. Yeah, I'm assuming Jewel eats normal food.
milk?
So
Yes.
Jewel is effectively a walking panther. So not a cat, a panther.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So people. Okay, I've got that. Easy peasy. So yeah, I will have got some good stuff for Lex. Some stuff that is both flavorful and maybe something he's never tried before, so that he gets, he keeps something that's, consistent that he usually likes, but something new for him.
Bit
I'll
of
try and
black
get Jewel. Yeah, exactly. So something with some like spices on it. I'll get Jewel a good bit of meat from downstairs. I'll bring myself some stuff, and I'll bring coffee for everyone and an extra glass of water for Lex.
Very good. So you enter back up, trying to balance this on sort of skeletal arms. Just about sort of make it through the door and sort of lay it down as Jewel and Lex, you wake up and just sort of bacon.
Oh, good morning, Edgies. This is very nice of you to bring us breakfast.
Yeah, I'm trying this new thing. It's balanced, so I thought I'd start with a tray full of food. I'm balancing it pretty well right now, but quickly take some of the glasses off of it. I feel like I'm going to spill them pretty soon.
Jill lunges over and grabs as much as she can, pulls them down onto the table at the end of the room.
Lex, it's time to Lex. Edgius is going to go over and like shake Lex.
Don't be so loud. God. Oh. My mouth feels like dust.
Here, I got you some water, and I'm gonna hand him dirty city water.
Down it. Oh, what? That's not filtered. What? Is it supposed to be brown?
It's the finest in the city, which happens to be below average from everywhere in rural areas like Stonebark that had such good water, man. People say that water doesn't taste different.
The
It
natural
does.
springs.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The water was straight from the mountain. It was absolutely sublime.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. I miss that water every moment we've been gone.
Well, Edgius, again, I think you're going to have to be our guide. I'm sure you know more of the places. So, could you direct us? Well, I suppose we need to go and commission our dresses or suits first. Give them time, and then we can go and sort out. Like I said, I would love to go to the library. You can come with me, or if there is something else you wish to do. Other paths of information. You know.
I once had a friend. They would always, whenever there was like shopping afoot, they would be like, "Shopping!" It felt like this was the moment where I would maybe, Anyway, you said that we had been left a location where to get them. Do you have? Who gave you that, and what was that you were talking about, Jewel?
Jewel pulls the note out that was handed over to us from the bar keep last night. Just hands it over.
Oh,
Good.
what's it say?
So you can see it is a message that is written for Cavan, which sort of says, "My dearest Cavan, please join me this evening. There are things I would like to discuss around the Masquerade Ball, and we have more to discuss as well. Plus, I would like to measure you up for a suit." And there is a note about Cavan's bottom on there as well, and the trousers fitting his arse superbly. And then there is sort of a footnote that talks around sending the three of you to the topmost tier of the city, where there is a famous tailor up there who will be able to provide the finest clothes for you.
Fuck's sake, man. Man, this guy's a fucking douche. Do you know who this guy is? So
Obviously not.
No, I mean, I have never even heard of Savile Row. I don't even know where this is going to be.
Well, let me tell you something. You know Gibby. You know our good friend. You know our incredible host, the most amazing tailor in possibly all of Eneneth.
Who a lot of money too.
Around.
Yep.
That aside. So this guy, Gibby used to work for him. And then this guy fired Gibby because Gibby accidentally tipped over a pot of dye onto some clothes once. Like he's a total douche. Anyway, whatever. Let's go get some suits. And then the library's in the upper tier as well. So we can two birds, one stone. Where would I find Caleb Eleneth, Matt? Above table.
So previously you had sort of had messenger routes to go and meet in various spots. Based on the fact it's been 30 years and where the Eleneth family tends to sort of hang around, you reckon you may find him in the archives. You may perhaps find him in the registry office as well.
Okay, perfect. I am getting back, and we'll maybe find Caleb when you guys are ready. Let's have breakfast first, and I'll fuel up for the day. But yeah, let's go get some. Jewel, are you gonna wear like actual cloth clothes instead of leather for the first time?
Hey, do you know, I thought that might be cool. If we've got to coordinate but also be opposite, you could wear pretend, obviously not real, snakeskin suit, and I could wear a fursuit.
Oh my god!
I was simply thinking of more of a darker charcoal.
Let me guess, black and red.
You know my color scheme so well.
But Jewel, this is the moment when you step out of your comfort zone. Imagine how dope you would look in snakeskin.
Okay,
Sure,
black
some
and
cleavage,
purple.
you know.
How about that? There we go. Look, I changed it. Look.
Black and purple.
Black and okay.
Look, I didn't go red. So look, let's see what they have. If something, I would prefer to be still just as inconspicuous as possible. But I realize that is quite difficult in a cocktail gown dress affair.
Yeah.
But I suppose we will be as inconspicuous as everyone else as long as we look like we fit in, and that is all that matters.
Yeah,
The
but
main
Jewel,
thing
you know
we
what
need
they
from the
say.
tailor is
Overt
elastic material.
is covert. Oh, what? What do we need that for?
So Jewel can still do her panther moves, right? And if we get into a spot of bother, we've still got maneuverability.
Yeah. We've got to get a tail hole in whatever Jewel gets.
But,
Tail
yes,
hole.
as long as we do not have a whalebone in the corset or anything, then I'm sure I'll still be able to move it as easily. So,
Wait, you're getting a corset? Damn.
well, I don't know.
Okay. No judgment.
Actually,
that sounds awesome. I'm on board.
What I mean is, as long as if anything that we have is not restrictive, such as this.
One thing I will be worried about is, though, we will be at a disadvantage because we've all got magical items of clothing, right? If we're wearing different clothes, we're going to lose some of those properties for the evening. So
Well, we are
will
going
be
to have to
weakened.
see if. Well, I suppose that is true, unless I can still wear the cape, but possibly not.
You could wear it like a sash around your waist, or like a something. I don't know.
Perhaps it will simply
just
be
spitballing
as
here.
normal, a cloak to keep me warm as we are entering, and I can simply throw it back. I don't know. It's going to have to be the tailor's choice as to whether I can wear it or not. I suppose, therefore, it is probably best we head in that direction. I mean, yes, it's going to be conspicuous if we do end up wearing stuff that is out of place. I think we're going to have to rely on our own wit. Also, maybe I can also just have I suppose it will not fit in like a bag or a little clutch bag I can take with me. That is not going to really work. Possibly not. We'll have to work it out.
We will get you the prettiest clutch bag, Jewel. I swear that to you now.
As long as it will fit one of my daggers, then that will do me fine.
It will fit as many daggers as you want, because today
you've got to have one of them
is on me.
thigh guard things with weapons in it. That's what you've got to have.
I really can't remember. I feel like we were told that we can't take weapons, and I guarantee that every single one of us is going to ignore that.
Oh yeah.
These are my weapons, baby. Finger guns.
Talking about weapons, did your dad finish my sword?
No, he said he was going to have to was it fix, but it will look good as new. Or
Fix?
something?
What did he break?
Don't be mean. I've got it here.
You son of a Jewel, you and your shadows being all sneaky. Golly.
That serves you right from trying to distract us while we were trying to meditate last night.
You knew that was me? I mean...
How do we not know it was you? You really didn't think that through very much, did you, there, Edius?
Yeah, okay, touche. And Edgius will take the blade from Lex all wrapped in cloth, unwrap it, and be like, whoa, look at this thing, it's Exactly the same, except for the little bit of modification I asked for. Amazing.
So
and Edgius will...
the
Go on.
handle, the hilt, if you like, has been designed in such a way that you can now fit the Star Touch crystal in there, and it can come in and out. There is a mechanism to fly in and out as it sees fit. But your gemstone, your spellcasting focus, will, once situated in, is fixed then into the blade.
Amazing. I'm going to use, I'm going to say that the socket is at the pommel. So I'll plug the Star Touch crystal into the pommel, and then I will plug my shard into the guard kind of section.
Like loading a Glock, just like.
The American in me's coming out.
So I'll say then, as you plug in these two gemstones, the blade does begin to sort of ring slightly. There's just that sound of metal. And you feel the quality of the blade.
Can you guys, can you hear that?
No, I can hear that.
The
this
ringing's
time.
back.
Yeah, no, I can hear that.
Okay.
This time.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thought.
That's reassuring.
The frequency that just vibrated at. It was weird because I almost got the Star Touch crystal vibration frequency, but if that purple shard is embedded in your sword, and it's the same purple shard that I think is a corruption shard, the frequency when you bang the sword might be the frequency we need, because obviously we need to tune into frequencies for different portals, right? That could actually be like a tuning fork almost for portal corruption.
Every single word you said individually, I know all of those words. When you put them together like that, Lex, I have not a fucking clue. You are the portal guy, and I trust you. If you need me to bash this against something so that you get resonance frequency or AC, DC, whatever musical frequency you need from me, I will provide you with that.
FYI, Matt, I'm going to try that later on when I need to. See if that works. I look forward to that failing miserably.
Look forward to GM being like, and it does nothing, just rings loudly, alerting everyone
and
to
gives
your
away your position. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very good. Where are we going then, folks?
We're going to
bounce.
Taylor's.
We're going to the tailors first.
Shopping!
Very good. So you wander out of, and as you head downstairs into the altar, there are a number of sort of large human and half-orc and orc individuals just laid on the floor underneath stools. Rurik himself is asleep on the bar with a Viking drinking horn turned up and just balanced on his chest as he snores. His robust wife Claire is on sort of literally just face down on a table, sprawled out, snoring very loudly, and you just sort of wander through thinking everybody's had a good night as you then venture out into the city where it's a bustle of activity in the sort of morning as people go about their wares and visit different shops or wander to and fro. You can see a number, again, Edgius, of these sort of young messengers and young page boys who sort of run to and fro.
You
see a number of the guard.
You call me in exactly what I would like to. I would like to cast Thunder Wave. Not at anyone in particular, but I would like to just cast Thunder Wave, and I would like to shout the name of the page boy who I have been interacting with so far. I would like to just shout it as loud as I can by casting Thunder Wave.
Did we give him a name? I don't recall giving him a name.
I think he told me his name, but I said I was going to call him Percy or something like that.
He called him
there we go.
Timmy
So,
also, didn't you?
yeah, little Timmy. So we'll say, yeah, you bellow out with Thunder Wave, "Little Timmy!" And about 5 minutes later, there's a lot of people that just drop to the floor and shit the bed, so to speak. Like, what the fuck? A number of the guards sort of withdraw weapons and then see you just sort of shouting as then a young boy just comes sprinting down the road, sort of running. and then skids to a stop, sees you and goes, "Oh shit, not again."
Hello, little fella. And Edgius is going to get as close to him as possible
Still
again.
creepy.
Oh, and you are still so rude. Now I'm going to ruffle his hair. Okay, so today's job for you is you need to go find someone called Calum Eleneth for me, and you need to give him a message saying to come and find me and my compatriots at the archives guys, how long do you think it's going to take us to find outfits?
To get measured up, couple hours, right?
Yeah, try 3 hours. Tell him to meet us there in 3 hours. We'd be happy to. Actually, make it 4 so we can do some research. I'm not done. Don't worry. It's okay. Breathe. You can breathe. And after that, here, and I'm gonna give him 2 gold and be like, get a whatever you enjoy on me. And tomorrow make yourself available to me as well. Can you meet me outside the front here around a similar time, just in case I have any other messages I might need to send? I'm not sure I will, but just in case.
As he looks at the 2 gold pieces, there's just this. Okay, mister, sure.
Final thing, I'm gonna pull out one of our business cards, and I'm gonna hand it to him. I'm gonna say, if anyone asks any questions, you're on official business as a member of the Planar Detective Agency. And I'm gonna hand him our card.
Takes it out, looks at it. I can't read.
Shocking for a messenger. Off you go.
Just sprints back up.
The best kind of
Just like
messenger.
pea
It's a
stain
secret
on his
message,
trousers.
Lex,
Very good.
how is that magistrate that helped us? Have we heard anything?
I don't know. If only we had a way to contact him.
I mean, I believe
Oh, hang
you
on
had.
a minute. Please hold. I'll rummage in the bag. So I've probably got about 4 different sending stones at this point. Yeah.
It's when you find that it's just
actually have-
it's just slowly pulsing, and it's had like for the last 6 months, it's just had a.
We have 25 missed calls. Oh,
You left it on vibrate.
awkward. Yeah, that's a good point actually.
Is it too long? Is it now awkward for us to get in touch?
No. Well, we shall see. We have cleared our names and yours, no longer on the run. Are you okay? Please. Sorry, it's been so long.
So you send that message, and there is about sort of a minute or 2 minutes pause, and the message comes back.
Sorry, who's this? I'm just kidding. It has been some time. I am okay. Made it to Nylon.
How convenient.
Message ends.
What did he say?
He's okay. He's not dead, and he's in Nylon.
Isn't that where the crystalline?
The
Well,
place
oh no,
to
wait,
the
no, that's
east.
it. That's the
They also have
dope
a
ass city to the
crystalline
east.
isle. Yeah, they have a crystalline isle faction there actually.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
dude, I really hope that after we've done the bowl, the picking up of Callum, then the dealing with the stuff on the crystalline isle, I hope at some point after all the other quests and adventures that we have going on, we can at some point visit the east. I'd love a holiday. I don't know about you guys, but we've been
I'm
at
sure
this
we
for
could
like
manifest
a couple months.
reason. Yeah.
I hear Ironforge is really nice this time of year.
That's a place where they died.
Jewel, I will go anywhere as long as there's sun to give my bones a little bit of a tan.
Just char them slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very good. As you continue wandering through the city then, seeing a number of individuals, and again, it just strikes you how unified the city is and how these different cultures, different races just exist in somewhat harmony. And you ascend to the top tier, passing through various areas and sort of see the sky docks just further up embedded into the mountain, but take a right turn, eventually come across or arrive in front of a grand tailor's where it just says silken needles across the top. Are you going in?
Yes. Yeah. Joel will head in first.
Very good. As you enter in then, the door opens and there is this really obnoxious bell that rings. Ding, ding, ding. And a voice from the back just shouts, "If you don't have an appointment, I'm afraid I'm not interested today. Thank you very much. I am very busy."
I see what you mean. I haven't been a dick.
Edgius is gonna go to spit on the door, like on the step as we walk in, but obviously as a skeleton, no actual saliva comes out, so just
puff of dust.
Does that also include friends of the Blackveil family?
You hear the sound of a chair across, like wooden chair across stone floor, just and a wiry, skinny, slimy individual sort of comes in. "Oh, Black Veils, I'm so sorry, my friend. Please take a seat."
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Where do you want us to sit?
"Oh, yes." And he claps his hands and 3 chairs just sort of shift out.
Edgius will turn it round and sit with the back of the chair at his front and place his arms over the chair.
"Oh, how modern. Well, welcome to Ephraim Silken Needles. How may I be of assistance today? You said you were with the Black Veils. Fine family."
We are indeed in need of your services. We require some attire for the shit. What the fuck is it called?
Masquerade.
Thank you.
Joe, it's called the Blackveil Ball.
We need some attire
"Oh,
for
the Black Veil Ball.
That is it. Indeed.
How spectacular. And do you have a retainer?"
Yeah,
No,
Marvel's
my
tab,
teeth-
obviously.
My teeth are perfectly aligned, thank you.
I meant, well, you'll have to forgive me. You don't look like the sort that can afford a silken needle attire. So I'm assuming
Well,
somebody is
actually,
covering this for you.
We do have our own on the books tailor called Gibby, but it was too far for him to travel, so I've had to settle for you today.
Gibby sounds like a fine individual, I'm sure. So,
Mara Blackveil is covering the needs of our attire.
yes, she did send a note. Please bear with me just 1 minute. Disappears into the back and then comes walking forward. Yes, the Planar Detective Agency, is it?
That is it. Yes.
What a fine organization, I'm sure that is. And you all need attire for the ball, I'm assuming.
For the
Yeah,
Well,
we can also help you find the pencil that is clinging
the
up your ass.
Did you say the fall?
The emotions just start to get to everyone at this moment. Pencils? No, we don't use pencils here, I'm afraid. And no, I didn't say fall, I said the ball, my friend.
Oh, sorry. Your accent is just so fun. Can I insight check? Does he look wise?
Make me an insight check, please.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a insight. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So there's a smarmy nature to him, but beneath that and underneath it, you can see there is a shrewd businessman here.
would you say, so is it intelligent businessman, or is he like, if you were to, I don't know, maybe look past his character and look at, maybe some numbers that might represent factors of his personality, like whether, he's dexterous, whether he's strong, whether he's a charismatic person. Would you say that in the wise category, he has, double digits, maybe high double digits, or single?
I will
lower
say
digits?
that you see him as a shrewd businessman, which comes with both a level of intelligence and wisdom. His charisma, quite clearly by the way he's interacted, is not that good.
No, I don't like him.
Can we speak to Lex with our new Star Touch crystal? Is there a way for me to communicate telepathically with Lex in this moment?
Lex can do it to you, but not the other way around, I don't believe.
No, the Star Touch crystal is only... We have one of the abilities to talk telepathically, but that's only like for a certain amount of time during battle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Lex and mouth. I'm gonna mouth suggestion. Winky face.
You have suggestions for your outfits. Oh, that I'm sure I can take in your suggestions. I'm sure they will be lovely.
And then I'll pick up
continue.
on what you're saying, and I will use suggestion. Wisdom 16. I'm just going to go along with it.
Can I please also cast suggestion at the same time Lex does to try and double up the effect? Can we try and like raise the DC as we both do it together?
He rolled a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck it, Doug. Yeah. All right.
I rolled really bad on that dice.
The floor is yours, Edgius.
You give him one line, and I'll give him another. My line is, drop the fucking accent and talk like you actually talk, you absolute cretin. Lex, over
second
to you,
line?
sorry.
After you make our suits, you need to go find Gibby and apologize.
Yes! Lex, you're a fucking genius. Lex, you fucking genius. Love it. Love it. You heard the man. Do the thing.
So there's a moment where this sort of demeanour of smarminess just then drops. Alright, there's no need to be a dick about it, is there?
I knew you were fucking putting it on. Okay, right. Lex, Jewel, do you guys want to go first with your outfits?
Sure, I shall get mine out of the way and... Yes, whatever. You...
Ladies first.
You know of the style and theme of the masquerade ball. I am looking for something, as you can see, I much prefer to stay
masks.
I much prefer to stay in, the darker attire, something along the black cocktail dress.
As form-fitting as this all is, probably not going to cut it at a ball. So let's get your dress, for starters. You'd like the darker colours, we can go sort of, I've got a darker navy, well no, Mara will be wearing it. Let's avoid the navy, that might piss off Mara. So, how about darker violet type colour? Does that suit you?
That would be better. I do not want to be
might offset the fur
too
nicely.
overt. Yes, but I realise I need to stay in some sort of fashion. I would prefer to also have some keep some of my movement, my flexibility. So please, no strong corsets or anything like that, please.
We can certainly deal with that. I mean, your
Lovely
outfit, which is mighty fine, as I must say, you're very form-fitting. Yeah, we can sort of make sure you'll be able to breathe and move around, and if you require more use of your legs, well, let's just say we can put a tasteful yet useful slit in the dress.
sounds good. And as for the mask, perhaps cat ears.
Come on,
Well,
that's too obvious.
personally think that's a little on the nose, but sure.
Do you know what,
ears,
actually,
one
I
might
was
say.
thinking, if you don't want to do the whole snakeskin fur combo. How about I have a cat mask and you have a snake mask?
I like this
To
better.
show we're together.
Yes, let's do this.
Oh, all right.
I'm her date. I'm
Sorry,
her
you're
date.
a couple. You're going together. Sure.
Platonic date.
Why did you do those hands movements
of
when
course.
you said plutonic? You are such a weirdo, Lex.
I panicked. Nope, none of that. Platonic.
At this point, the guys Ephraim's just stood there going, right, so snake mask.
yes.
I can have a snake mask
And-
sort of stylized with the dress, and you, Mr. Yellow-skinned, maybe not violet, that might clash a little bit.
Yeah.
What are you
Something
thinking?
complimentary, though. Something that fits the theme of whatever. I am with.
Purple might work with the hair, you see, and go a bit brighter.
Yeah.
Go with it. Lex, I think that is a wonderful idea.
Well, if the violet is akin to my hair, would it make sense for me to go black akin to Jewel?
Sure.
It's black too somber.
Let's put you in a
For the
nice,
occasion.
crisp black tuxedo, a little bit of a tail on it, I think. You've got some nice shoes there, but I think we can give you a bit more of a patterned shoe. Some nice tailored trousers. Maybe some braces to go with it. We'll give you a bow tie to sit on there rather than your cravat type tie that you've got there. But
Okay.
Dope.
And
starts
what
making
about
notes at this point and sort of writes it down.
Can I have quite a big inside pocket?
A big inside pocket. Well, I wouldn't recommend stuffing a load of. It will make the suit look a bit bulky. It will ruin the shape.
Then
So
what,
maybe
what do
just.
what do we do about Cog?
I think Cog is going to have to stay with you and not tied.
Oh, put a little thing on the outside so he can sit as like a brooch.
Like a Flavor Flav
It's
clock.
it's a big brooch.
I tell you what. Are you able to provide a well-fitting bow tie for this
And King
charming
Cog have a little
individual?
waistcoat. Yeah, King
Wonderful.
Cog have a little waistcoat. Yeah.
I'm sure I can figure this out. And your measurements are going to be a bit tricky, Mr. Bowman. Won't lie.
Edgy, so are you going
you-
like this, or
Well, I'll put it to the group. Also, you, Mr. Fake Voice Douchebag, would you say that it would be
Ephraim.
inappropriate? That's what I said. F him, indeed. F him. If I went as a skeleton, do you think that would be inappropriate based on your knowledge of the Black Veil Ball, as you mentioned that you know about it?
Might freak a few people out, unless you're trying to pull off the skull as a mask, but...
I was going to say, Edgy, a wonderful idea would be if you actually went as something else, but you then had a sort of Cinco de Mayo skull mask.
Just painted on.
Well, no, I mean as a mask.
You put a human
But-
skin on, but then you wear a skull mask to the masquerade ball.
Yes.
Oh.
The
Let me-
Now,
the
this I can
irony.
do.
Let me throw another thought out there to you guys. As we're going to be watching these groups and we're trying to go, covert, would it be worth me going over to distract away from you two and Cavan so that you guys can really do a bunch of work? If I, really pull the eyes towards me, then it means that whatever's going on in the background, they won't be as focused on you guys. I don't know, just a thought. And if I'm going with
But then
Takami
again-
and not as a representative of Mara, if I'm going with Takami as her +1, we look like our own crazy couple, as opposed to, me being aligned with you guys. I don't know. What's your thoughts? Ephraim,
What
Stop
about
listening
what
for a
about this,
second.
Edgius? You're going to be able to
Ephraim
be
turns around as the bell goes again and Takami walks in. Oh, you
You're
beat
going-
me to it.
Edgius, you're going to have the opportunity to be two people at a party. This is going to be quite helpful. So I wonder whether you do actually get dressed for human form, and then you can slip away, become someone else if that is required.
I need 2 outfits. You're totally right, Jewel. Jewel, you're a genius. God, you guys are on fire today. Absolutely on fire. Okay, F-Man, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna quickly transform into my Mr. T version and be like, I need something to fit this, and then I'm gonna transform into my female version and be like, and then I need something to fit this. That is what we're gonna do. I need 2 outfits so that way, if I need to, I can do the old switcheroo. You know the old switcheroo based on your accents, so you know what I'm talking about.
Make me a perception check, everyone.
Oh. Ooh, that's pretty good. 19.
24.
Jewel with a 42.
Edgius is engrossed in conversation. He's not perceiving much. He's engrossed in what he's saying.
Very good. So Lex and Jewel, as Edgius sort of shifts forms, you just see Takami sort of go... and sort of has that moment where she just side over.
Which one?
So which
I was
one?
going to say,
Yeah.
which one?
Both. Nice.
And
Nice to play around.
Ephraim's gonna... Well, one's gonna be more sizable than the... well, okay, are we talking suit and then dress, or suit and then pantsuit, or how do you want to do this?
I think the latter. I think 2 suits, maybe even
2
one
suits.
suit that I can like unzip for when I need to be the bigger version of me, and then zip back up when I'm the smaller version of me. You know, almost like it has like extension sections.
Can I get that done
Gibby
in a
could
day?
do it. Gibby could do it.
Gibby would be able to do that in a day. You're right.
He likes kicking over dye buckets, so doesn't he? Anyway, yes, I'll get it done for you. I've got 2 days, technically. And you, Miss Pink, sorry, didn't catch your name. Are you with this lot, or you...
This is actually
She-
Lady Takami. Show some respect.
Lady.
Takami's there gonna... You're not the Ephraim... sorry, I went really posh there. You're not the Ephraim I was expecting. What did you do to
He's a
him?
fraud. Oh, we made
He's
him
a
be his
fraud.
actual self.
Fantastic.
He's a
You've
piece of
unveiled
shit.
that. Brilliant. So,
Oh.
you... sorry, Edgius, what colours were you thinking?
Oh, we didn't actually discuss colors. Also, sir, you're going to need to include this vest, and I'm going to like have my, you know, like my waistcoat vest that I wear underneath my leather jacket. I'm like, that needs to be part of the outfit. Sorry. Just okay. Moving on. Colors. Takami. I would say a deep green to contrast my my compatriot's pink hair, possibly, like a green.
Green might clash with the pink, but let me have a think. And you two are going together, I assume.
Edgius looks at Takami, looks at Lex, looks at Jewel. Yep. We are the second couple in this group that is going together.
Yes, we are. Sorry, I've done it again. Yes, we are going together. So Ephraim then looks and goes, given the pastel pink nature, maybe more of a pastel green suit, and then it sort of contrasts nicely. Deep green may be a bit too stark, and then I think for the dress, for your pastel, maybe a pastel blue, and give you a bit of a almost an aquatic vibe, but offset the lovely pink hair, of course.
I love that. I love. With my shirt, can you make sure that my collar is outrageously big? You know, like back in the 2070s. You know, a couple. You know, about 30 years ago when they used to have the big Magnum PI collars. Something like
100
that
years
would
ago
be.
in the 2070s, but sure.
That's what. Sorry, maths, not my. That's Lex's thing. Big collar. Other than that, that's my
I'm
only
sure
request.
I can make it work.
Cool.
And then Takami just turns around and says, I would like to... Yeah, fuck me, I'll get this accent right in a minute. I would like to keeping with the traditions of Kumo-Ryo as well, so if you could give this a Kumo-Ryo vibe. Yeah, I can sort of get some cherry blossom motifs and sort of weave them in, make it very... that sort of... Kumo-Ryan vibe, as you say. So,
Yeah, 4 outfits. A lot of fucking work. And why do I feel like I need to go apologise to someone?
Because you're a very, very, very nice man who finally found his conscience today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lex.
I'd probably do it by messenger bird because you won't have time to actually get to give me in person. So,
Are
Before you
you
change your
sure
mind.
we don't want him to walk?
no, because it only lasts for 8 hours, so then he'll just be 8 hours away and not met anyone's suit.
That's a solid point. Yes, do it by messenger bird as quickly as possible.
Sure thing. Brilliant. Right, well, if that's all, I've got work to do, and Mara's not going to like that, Bill. Oh well.
And at this point, because he's met the one suggestion, well then, my friends, I'm assuming that's everything we need, and we can now move on. If you
God, it
don't
makes me
mind,
feel
I
sick.
have work to do.
We will leave
God,
you.
it's
We will
just
leave you be,
repugnant.
and yes, I'm sure we will be able to come back tomorrow and pick these up.
Oh, I will have them sent to wherever you're staying. No need to return, of course.
Thank God.
Great, Edgius, where the hell are we staying?
Oh, that's lovely. We're at the Jarl's Half. Do you see how annoying that is? When somebody's about to...
What Lex said.
I'm sorry, there was a fine impression. The Jarl's Hearth, what a lovely establishment. Yes, if you'll be on your way, I will get making your outfits.
I don't know.
Can
And
you
as
do
we
the sleeve
as
thing?
we all get
Just
out, I
Rip
go.
him right in the throat.
He's going to make our dresses out of turd fabric or something.
Dude, he is a turd fabric, Edgius says to Jewel as we walk out.
What did you do to piss him off so quickly?
It is
Edgius.
it is an ability. It is a talent of ours, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently so. Well,
Joel
now
said
that's
Really want to
sorted.
get
and
your
Lex said-
mischievous streak out of my body, though. I can't help but channel you, and I just want to act up on my feelings all of the time. So hard.
You know what, Lex? I'm really enjoying it. I'm appreciating you in a new light that I've always appreciated you, but the level of expression that's coming out of you is phenomenal. Library?
Well, what I've learned about myself is in me achieving emotional balance, I'm actually quite a petty person, it turns out. So that's something to deal with.
You know, that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
Well, now that's sorted. I'm gonna go and do what I need to do. Enjoy the library. Edgius, I will see you tomorrow.
Wait. I thought you said you had to follow me to make sure I didn't fuck up. I'm on the verge of fucking up right now. I'm one step away from fucking up, Takami. I think you should
Edgius?
stick around.
Edgius,
Huh?
As he falls off the curb.
shut up. Thank
So
you.
you're staying.
No. I will be nearby. You will not fuck things up, and if you fuck it up, you're gonna have to get yourself out of it anyway.
We usually do that for him. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Brilliant.
Lex.
You're with
okay.
friends. They can sort you out. When you wander off on your own, I might be around.
Well, all right then. Okay. Well, later. See you tomorrow.
And she... Naruto runs away.
Jess. When you transformed into your male and female alter egos, she was definitely checking you out.
I mean, Mr. T, as I call him, does have a pretty thick caboose, if I do say so myself. And you know, that's, you know, I'm not surprised. Most people. By the way, if I haven't told you, Mr. T stands for Mr. Tremendous Detective. Yes. Yeah, cool. Let's make our way to the archives. I think this is enough fucking shit show for this morning.
Very good.
That
So
was
you
the
wander off.
quickest shopping trip we've ever done. Ever in the history of
We're getting
Monster
better
Magic.
at it, Lex. We're getting
You are
better.
And we
Better
didn't pay
at it.
for anything.
So you wander off through the top tier districts now and around to the Aetherneer archives and sort of enter in. and you see a number of elven folks sort of putting books back and looking at various manuscripts. For brevity, what are we searching for in here then?
Jewel wants to continue the searches on the families. That is going to be the more important thing, and perhaps he's going to return to the library afterwards. Therefore, time constraint is going to mean just on those families, the information required. So any changes with them, and whether it's going to be a different search with the, I can't remember what Edgy's called it, but in the place afterwards with all the customs and imports.
Registry office.
The registry
office might be a different role, but basically, yeah, it's just going to be what are they doing, what massive changes we've had, considering that the descriptions we've had so far. If anyone's deviating, like they're doing farming and then suddenly doing a lot more import export, that type of thing is going to be what they're looking for. What the Jewel's looking for. Anyway.
Okay, so I'll say you very quickly managed to pull out the 7 most notable names amongst the families right now. So you pull out the name of Gunnar Varrickson, who is the head of the Varrickson house, the current head of the Varrickson house, seasoned airship captain, very adventurous in spirits, but a very strategic mind. You also pull out the name Lady Aranel Eleneth again, who is the matriarch of House Eleneth. And she is a sage who is known to know sort of deep and ancient magics, but she's got this passion for preserving elven heritage within the city. There is Sir Horace Grendale, who is the patriarch of House Grendale. He is an expert in economics, significantly over his time as the head of House Grendale has bolstered the prosperity of the city and the affluence of the city, shall we say. Then for House Thornheart, you read the name Bran Thornheart, who is a master blacksmith, also current head of the house, is renowned for sort of these innovative designs that combine traditional craftsmanship with magical enhancements. For House Silversong, you learn of Melodia Silversong, who is a bard in herself. She is a known singer. She has dedicated her life to fostering the arts and maintaining this cultural vibrancy. She is the current head of House Silversong. Howard Durnford is the current sort of head, or not head, but a notable member of House Durnford, known to be an agricultural innovator. He has very much revolutionised the farming techniques in the city, and ensured that the city can self-suffice on food, basically serve itself in terms of food production. And then finally, Mara's name crops up again as a mysterious figure who doesn't lead House Blackvale. Indeed, nobody really knows who leads the House Blackvale, but Mara's sort of described as being the most prominent member in terms of the intelligence network that the house runs. There is a scribbled note next to Mara's name that, or 2 notes. One says true intentions with a question mark, and the next one says loyalties with a question mark. So that's what you learn very quickly about those 7 houses and the individuals from where you are.
Those
Wait, the book,
additional
the
handwritten
book
notes,
just had notes? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we assuming that therefore it is the House of Eleneth who have kept these notes?
Yes. As soon as they own. That was creepy as fuck. Danny's door's just magically opened again.
I just heard a big bang as well. Sounded like someone just fucking broke into the window. It was obviously the cat being a prick.
We'll assume it's the cat being a prick. So yes, you would know, based on the 8th and Air archives, that this, and Edius, you sort of impart this knowledge as well, that this place is managed by House Eleneth, so any notes in the side of any texts are noted down very neatly, and not to ruin the text itself, but were probably made by members of the house as well.
We cannot rule out that the Black Veil family has some corruption in it. Obviously, we are guided away from them to one of the other families, but if there is any disruption between Black Veil and Eleneth, then perhaps we need to keep an eye on both of those. I'm not ruling any of the other ones out, by the way. I'm just saying.
That's true. That's true.
Those
Edgeus
loyalties
has
can
walked
go
off.
either way.
Edgeus has walked off and is looking for the restricted section.
It's not fucking Hogwarts.
I don't fucking know.
So there's not necessarily a restricted section as such, but there is the private collection of House Eleneth, and as you approach, an elven individual just sort of wanders over. Can I help you?
Oh, yes. I've been told that I must look at. I'm looking for a particular piece in the personal collection. I've been informed that I must come and do so immediately. I've been informed that Calum Eleneth actually sent me to have a look at the private collection. He's a good old friend of mine and just required a bit of my help as he is currently engaged. I think he plans to meet us here in a little bit so I can give him the information that he so requires. But you wouldn't mind letting me in, would you? I'm going to present my fist in a fist bump.
And this elven individual is just going to be there and go, I'm afraid if Calum is not here, I cannot allow you to access the private collection. If you say he is on his way, then I am sure when he arrives, he will gladly escort you in.
He told me that I needed to have the information ready for him because he then had something else that he needed to get to. I'm only hoping to be a couple of minutes. Trust me. Look. You can even hang around with me. I have no issue with that. What you say? Put it here. And Edgeus is gonna present the fist again.
Make me a persuasion check. This elf is just going to stand there and look at the fist, and that's nice. But make me a persuasion check. You are still at disadvantage with this because it's a charisma-based check, and you are at disadvantage until this evening.
Oh, am I? Oh, it's a whole.
It was a 24-hour thing.
Ah, wunderbar.
God damn.
Yikes. That's a 12.
A 12. This individual's just going to stand there. I'm afraid without the proper escort, I cannot.
That's all
allow
good.
you
Hey,
in.
it's all good. You can just deal with him later. I have no problems with that. I'll let him. What's your name, by the way? I'll let him know that you were the one that didn't let me in.
Are you trying to stir up trouble?
No, I'm just asking what your name is.
My name is not important to you.
Oh, okay. Good day to you, Mr. Game Player. Does he have a name tag on?
No. Otherwise, that would have been the fucking most pointless comment ever. But no, he doesn't. They don't wear name tags.
Cool. Well, you know what? No problem. I'll let him know that the brown-haired elven gentleman. No worries. Thank you. Have a lovely day, and I'll return back to the others and go. Man, fucking people are stiff in this town. They definitely used to be a lot more loose with information. Back in the day, I could just walk in and say a name of importance, and they would just fucking let me in anywhere. Jewel, did you find anything of importance?
Not apart from the information. There is perhaps some connection, some rivalry between Black Veil and Eleneth families. Other than that, we have to see if there's anything else.
Would you say a positive or negative connection based off of what you've discovered?
Negative, rivals possibly.
Okay. Can I something that's just not sat well with me? I know we kind of were trying to suss more out, but the emotions were all over the place. And Lex, you're usually best at reading people, just based off the fact that you're very perceptive with physical emotions and physical tells. Have we considered that we're being played here?
Is it Is it something that we can get a message to Cavan to be our spy on?
Well, if anybody's judgment is clouded, it's obviously Cavan's, and that's what might be clouding our judgment. But you're right, all of the 7 families have to be a suspect. Mara might be using us as a distraction for her to stage her coup, rather than her trying to prevent a coup. But then again, if she is a member of the Silent Order of Cirathis? Citharas. God, I can't get the emphasis right on that, for fuck's sake.
Is there an accent anywhere?
The Silent Order of people, right? That makes me trust her somewhat, given that the only other member I have met saved our lives after
That is true.
12 hours of knowing us. So that makes me believe her somewhat, and their whole thing is about keeping the peace. But that actually reminds me of what I want to get out of this library. In this library, Mr. Matt, I would like to look at, they got anything on the Silent Order of Cirathis? And fuck me. It might be the way I've spelt it on my notes makes me say Citharas. But Citharas sounds evil. So.
You got a Citharas, that was right that time.
Clips that are just him pronouncing the fucking word.
Anyway, so I'm going to look for them, and then I'm also, given that there's a lot of ancient magical knowledge in this town, granted from a different family, I'm going to see if there's anything about the Feywild, Lord of Winter, Winter Groves, or anything like that. So when we do try and get to the Feywild, I'll be a bit more tuned into what to expect and how to navigate that world.
Excellent stuff. Well, we will say then, as you begin to sort of wander through the archive searching for this information, we will pick that up first thing next time. Now, as a warning to my players for next time, we will be getting through that very quickly, as we will then need to descend into the ball pretty quickly for next week as well, just based on some sort of scheduling that we've got to sort of encompass as well. So yes, we will be starting quick next week and moving rapidly. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. There's been Danny's been on fire. I'm just going to say it, like all session, Danny's been on absolute fire. Dave's had some one-liners as well. Bodhi's just been kicking my ass the whole way through. So top draw, all of you gents. Love you all. Looking forward to having Tom back next week, hopefully. Look, we really appreciate the raid tonight, so thank you so much for those that stuck with us. If you feel like dropping us a follow based on tonight, then please do. Please come and join us on the Discord. Please come and join us on social media channels as well. Because of our raid, we are going to raid after this as well. So I just want to say a final thank you. This has been episode 53 of Malt and Magic Campaign 2. We will be back same time next week to go and have a dance at a ball and see what happens. So until then, stay safe. We love you all, and we will see you next time.